I'm sorry.
Sony claimed that shit quick.
I'm sorry to everybody that's watching. My bad. I apologize. Try to keep it wrestling related. I fucked up. So here we are again.
Sony said, yoink. Get over here.
Yeah. Sony. That's him. That was him. I'm Kyle Chapman, and that's Eddie Ortiz, and we ain't had shit to do with that. He's Brian Lopes. He's to blame. It was him.
I told you just put Keith Lee.
I should have just went Keith Lee.
Should have just basked
I
in
was
the glory.
trying. You know something? It's the end of the decade. It's the countdown to the new year. Brian looks like Dragon again. Try to keep it in that mode. Nope. Sony said fuck you. So apologize. I'm sorry for everybody who was here early.
When in doubt, bask in the glory.
That's right. I guess that's what it is. So what's going on, Nick? What's happening? Gavin's here.
How fucking dare you?
What? What did I do?
It was you.
I'm sorry. It was an accident. I apologize sincerely.
You know what, I'm going to start out because we kind of didn't even come up with topics, so I'm just going to come up with one off the top of my head.
Oh, trust me, we have a bunch of stuff.
Oh, good shit.
Well, moments of the decades we're going to do, but we do have certain topics that we will talk about.
How about we talk about something that happened non-televised?
Non-televised, yeah, it's so non-televised. I didn't even have a photo of it, and Eddie was actually bringing it up in the pre-meeting. So I came and put it on the screen.
So I guess you know what, what do you mean you can't put it on the screen?
I don't have a photo.
What do you mean you can't put it on the screen, though?
I can't put it on the
so
screen.
I can't use my catchphrase?
Well, not right now. We have other stuff to put it on the screen.
That's some bullshit.
I apologize.
I know some shit that ain't going to get put on the screen.
Definitely a final countdown. Not doing that again.
I ain't doing that. Well, anyway, Mr. Andrade. See, I know the miss. Actually, he's just Andrade now. Or is he Andrade?
He's Andrade.
Yeah.
Just Andrade.
Andrade. You can't put Andrade like that, basically. New champion and Rey Mysterio is no longer. Happened at a house show. a la Diesel versus Bob Backlund.
They do it all the time at MSG.
Kinda, yeah.
It's kind of a tradition to have a title change at MSG, but for fuck's sake, he had nothing to do with the storyline. There's nothing involving him but the U.S. title on TV.
At all.
Maybe he's hurt.
What the fuck is the point of having titles anymore? WWE's literally playing hot potato with every title. The only consistent champions we have right now is the main titles, Brock Lesnar and The Fiend. But as far as lower card titles, it's literally...
Oh, Becky, yeah, she's been champ since Mania.
R-Truth has been the most consistent male champion in fucking...
He loses every week.
But he's still champion!
That is a good point. The week's over, he's champ again, so...
They had 4 title changes at fucking MSG and he still walked out the champion.
Yeah.
Hey, that's because he's the GOAT.
He really is at this point.
But he's 6-time champ. You know what's funny, too, about the whole R-Truth thing is there was a rumor going around that the 24/7 title got retired.
Yeah, they accidentally retired it. Somebody fucked up on the website.
Yeah. Somebody fucked up on the website, said it was retired.
Yeah.
And they were like, Raven's record is still intact. Nope, R-Truth's coming for that shit. He's coming for Raven's record.
Raven was... R-Truth apparently was shocked on Twitter about that. It's like... But somebody fucked up.
Could they have called me?
You're talking about a guy who ran down to the ring in the middle of a Royal Rumble, grabbed a ladder from underneath the ring, and was reaching up for Money in the Bank.
That's on me, y'all.
That's on me.
That's on me.
He used to do it. He used to bring that back. My bad.
Dude, the man got an imaginary friend over.
First of all, Little Jimmy was the GOAT.
When you get an imaginary friend over, how do you not get a title run?
Do you realize that the Little Jimmy was literally had to go to imaginary friend because people started taking it as he was disrespecting black people?
What's going on, Lewis? What's going on, Brian? Yes, Happy New Year. New Year's coming up. As you can see, we're at Wrestle Kingdom, which we will discuss later on.
Yeah.
We're at Wrestle Kingdom. We in Japan.
See?
We internationally.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Look at my Japanese American over there. I'm sorry.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Right.
Hey, shout out to this one.
As EO told that fan that told her to go back to China, she said, "I'm Japanese, bitch."
I'm not a
That was great.
So I can't do this. Shout out to this security guard right here.
Meteorologist is for weather.
He's right here. Right here. Yeah. Shout out to this security guard right here.
And this is why.
He's just chilling.
And this is why the news stations ain't calling him.
Yeah. So.
Not even channel.
But no. To jump back to Andrade, right? I'm cool with it, with him being champion. Mm-hmm. I've always been a fan of the shock thing at a house show. It's cool to have it, but you literally just did an entire tournament or something, or like a battle. Like it was like a.
He's having a feud with Umberto.
Yeah, he's having a feud with him.
He was nowhere even
near the U.S. title picture whatsoever
on TV. It's like now all of a sudden, is Rage is going to be fighting against Seth Rollins and AOP for nothing because they beat him up.
Yeah, Rollins was going for the title, as a matter of fact. You're right. So that's another thing. I'm sitting there, I'm kind of like, how, why? I mean, I'm okay with the result, but just shocked that it happened. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, nothing against Andrade. He's great, and I'm happy as him holding that title right now, being the only real, quote-unquote, men's champion on Raw. I'm okay with that. But at the same time, it was like, huh? What? He was fighting for the title? He won? How did
if you watch, what was it, last week's episode when she came out to the ring, somebody apparently from the crowd yelled, "Go back to China." Yeah, and she turned around and said, "I'm Japanese, bitch," and then she hit that split leg.
Oh, that split was beautiful.
Oh my God, she did that split. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, Brian, keep recruiting more people for COD. Need some more people.
But
Like Carlberg.
You're talking about the
I really don't care about the title change because it's the U.S. title. It means dilly squat as of right now. The mid-card titles mean absolutely nothing like they used to mean.
Like the IC title is just there. It's just they changed the belt and done nothing with it. No offense to Nakamura.
It's just a matter of there was literally nothing involving him in the U.S. title picture at all.
Yeah.
You just threw out everything you were doing on TV for a shock title change.
Yeah.
Like, whoop-de-fuck thing do. Now we're going to get Humberto versus CN versus Andrade for the U.S. title. And if they put it on Humberto, oh, dear God.
I hope not. I'm done with Humberto. I'm not a fan.
Dalegas!
No more Dalegas. Dalegas is done. It's
you don't want Dalegas?
Dalegas, no mas. No mas Dalegas.
Vince fucked up. He got the wrong Garza.
Yes, he did. He picked the wrong
He really did. Triple H is sitting back like, motherfucker, I got the good one.
I don't think Humberto's bad.
No, Humberto's not bad.
He's boring.
He's just where he is right now. He should not be on the main roster. If he was on NXT...
Because you look and listen, Andrade defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. at a house show in MSG.
Yeah, they do the MSG loop every Christmas, and they do a show there, and it was a house show pretty much, and he ended up pinning Mysterio for the title. So, Victor, take that back. You know Humberto's nowhere close to Garza's a fucking star. That guy's a fucking star. Angel Garza's going to be major for NXT.
Humberto should still be down in NXT. Mm-hmm. I think in NXT, he would flourish. They would be able to use him properly down there.
Agreed.
On the main roster, though, he's dimples.
Agree, Lewis.
Speaking of stars, though, is it true that Jericho is putting up his AEW title against...
If Tanahashi wins.
If Tanahashi wins, he's putting the title up. Which we'll discuss a little bit more later on.
I thought that the heads at AEW had a problem with New Japan.
Well, he's the champion. Like you said, he can just go around making decisions, right?
Do you really think there's a big issue with that AEW and New Japan ain't talking?
The Bucks have an issue with New Japan and Ring of Honor.
I call BS.
Okay.
I call BS on that.
And by the Bucks,
put it this way. Both sides are, yes, maybe... shut up. Because we haven't even seen Montez Ford on TV.
Jesus. They're real people. There's two of them. There's 2 Bucks and there's 2 Street Profits.
Name the Bucks.
Huh?
Name the Bucks.
Matt and Nick.
Never heard of her.
And Street Profits, there's Montez.
You don't give Montez's bad boy any shine.
Jesus Christ. Virgil held the $1 million title. He was a butler.
Well, at least he did sign. That's unlike Nick.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, we're not going to get into this.
You know, at least people wanted Virgil's autograph, unlike Dawkins. They're like, excuse me, sir, can I get to Montez?
They're real people.
Put it this way.
They're real people.
At the signing booth, D'Angelo's holding the phone for everybody. Okay, smile, guys.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Dawkins, can you hold my phone, take a picture?
How about a guy that has done now, like, I don't know, I'd say about 5 years consistently tag team wrestling by his damn self?
You don't remember Generation Me?
Yeah, that was Generation Me. There was 2
of them.
No, Generation Me, not us. It was Generation Me.
That was the layup for you. That was the layup. I laid that one up in there.
There's a reason why I've been seeing the names come up as just a Street Profit.
There is 2. But obviously. But no, Andrade win the title for me personally. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that.
Street got disconnected.
No, Street did get disconnected. I switched over so we could.
But no, but like you were trying to say, AEW and New Japan, they're gonna have a working relationship. They got it's in the cards. Both sides, yes, were butthurt. You know, the Bucks and Kenny Omega felt slighted on their way out because.
What's going on, Dominique?
Fuck shit.
You wouldn't be upset if you're a major company. You've been putting all your stuff on some guys, and all of a sudden the guys want to leave.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like yeah, of course. But when it comes down to business and the money, New Japan's losing Access TV. Yeah. They're losing Access TV. Mm-hmm. The deal with Ring of Honor is coming up, thank God, because Ring of Honor is dead in the water.
I have a bold prediction about Ring of Honor, and I will save it for the end of the show. But
if they're not shopping around their catalog, if they're not shopping around their catalog right now to somebody, then they're stupid. Yeah. But New Japan's trying to get back into that Western market, and Ring of Honor. I mean, with AEW, come on, it's all better. Now is Tanahashi going to win? That'd be a shocker. Mm-hmm. The champion's going to take an L.
Contract ended sometime soon? That's usually an indication, yeah.
No, Tanahashi.
Oh, you mean Jericho's?
No, Tanahashi.
Tanahashi, no. Tanahashi's a lifer.
He's a lifer.
I think he re-signed recently. If I want to recall, I heard something about him re-signing, but he's a lifer. Yeah. He's not going anywhere. He's gotten to the GOAT status over there.
Damn.
So
Sony Music Entertainment.
Sorry, Sony.
Yeah, he could pretty much. Tanahashi's pretty much gotten GOAT level status, so he could pretty much do anything. If he wants to take outside bookings, New Japan's gonna be like. No problem,
go right ahead.
No problem, sir. No problem.
So, but I know between the three of us, especially you two, there was a topic that you really.
Oh, Brian said win, not pin him. Yeah. That's true. That is true.
Say win.
The Painmaker gets us disqualified. The Champion doesn't take a pinfall.
That's true.
That protects the Champion. Because I know AEW's not gonna be like, yo, we can't have our champion take a pin.
That's a valid point.
Hey.
But
you know who decided that they were going to dip their hands into the wrestling and wrestlers of the year, especially as it relates to, I don't know, male wrestler of the year?
Are we going to talk WWE?
It's actually all the wrestlers. Sports Illustrated.
Oh, so we're going to do this one first.
We can start with the Sports Illustrated, and then we can get to
WWE.
Put it on the screen.
Okay, well, you beat out to it.
Because who's number one? Who's number one?
Yeah, you motherfuckers already had it.
It took you forever to get it.
Who's number one?
We'll leave this on the screen for a second. This is the Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated. And let's get this list correct. This is overall.
Let's
start from number 10.
Doesn't count.
We're going to start with number 10. We're going to start with number 10. First of all, when did Sports Illustrated become more prestigious than PWI? I would like to know. Next.
That's a good question.
They've been a lot more credible.
Number 10. Disagree. Nick Gage?
With all due respect to Nick fucking Gage, and I'm a fan. I met the guy recently. He's a CZW guy. How in the blue fuck is Nick Gage on this list?
Because he paid for it.
I would hope so. The dude's got money.
I can't say I've heard anything this year saying, oh, you got to check out that Nick Cage match. Yeah. Or Nick Cage is on fire, or a clip on any social media platform of Nick Cage's match. So
here's something.
That one came out of left field.
I'm going to pull this down so that way I can have it on
I can totally 1,000% disagree with. Number 9.
Number
Kofi
9.
fucking Kingston at number 9?
Not a fan of that either.
9?
Not a fan.
9! 9!
I give him a pass because I guess that's for the breaking of the color barrier.
I said I'll give him a pass.
Not at number 9. Not at number 9. I don't agree with number 9.
Jinder Mahal being 14.
For the year?
For this year.
Kofi Kingston?
This year.
He was champion for like 7 months.
He was champion for 7 months.
He won at WrestleMania.
That lead up to winning at Mania. So it was a good ass storyline.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's not his fault that they booked him, that some of the title defenses were booked kind of boring. Okay, he can't control his booking. But for the year, I can't say Kofi had a bad match.
That's what I'm saying.
So one bad match all year. One bad match all year.
What?
Lasted 8 seconds.
Oh well,
yeah.
I don't even call that a match. I don't. I have stricken that from the record books.
Yeah.
So then we move out from the record books. He should be top 3 at least for the year.
For the year, if we're talking about the year, the guy killed it.
He killed it, but it's the other names. The other names on there. The other names on there have been doing some things that has just been.
Hold on to that thought.
I know you're saving it for.
Hold on to that.
I know you're saving it. I know you're saving it.
Hold on to that thought.
So we'll go to number 8, which is Mr. Will Ospreay.
Happens to be behind Seth Rollins.
That one I don't agree with. First of all, how is he below? Fucking Seth Rollins has not been lighting it up. If anything, he should be number 10. Seth should be number 10.
Behind Kofi. I at least say that.
Behind Kofi, he should not be ahead of Will Ospreay.
All right, then we got number 7. Go break it down.
Number 7 is Mr. Kota Ibushi, Mr. Challenger for the championship at Wrestle Kingdom.
No problem with that.
I'm okay with that.
Ibushi. He's been having a light up year.
Go ahead. Number 6.
Number 6?
Say it.
It's Mr. Kenneth Omega.
L Omega. Say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest.
Or a pimp named Slipback.
A pimp named Slipback.
Maybe somebody who has more 5-star matches.
Kofi Kingston. Kofi.
Has more 5-star matches this year.
5-star matches this year that are winners. What? Winners. Your boy.
Put it this way. Kenny Omega's been throwing out matches this year that people study to learn. This is when you come into a training facility, they say, "Here's Kenny Omega's catalog. Sit the fuck down and watch them videos."
So Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan isn't textbook how to book a ridiculous.
Yes,
textbook.
That is a match. That is a match that.
WrestleMania.
That is a match.
Who win that match?
That is a match that is put into a compilation.
I do have new neighbors now.
Oh my God.
That is Kofi Daniel Bryan
on one hand this year.
Kofi Daniel Bryan.
One hand.
Has Kenny lost in 8 seconds? Has Kenny lost in 8 seconds this year?
He lost 8 matches.
Has he lost in 8 seconds this year? He didn't lose in 8 seconds this year. So that nullifies you. But
did Kofi Kingston get DDT through a table?
When new guys are watching tape, they watch all of Kenny's matches. When new guys are watching tape, they watch clips of Kofi's matches.
Oh, clips of Kofi's matches.
All right.
Oh, clips.
I will say this.
How about this? Kofi Kingston won gauntlet matches, okay? And Kenny Omega was the gauntlet match. Everybody beat him. He got trained. He was a train. He won his gauntlet match.
Did he?
Yes, and then he lost the last one before he went WrestleMania because Daniel Bryan came out.
That is true.
Oh, he did more than one. Wait a minute. Is this Kyle being right?
Yeah, it is.
Kyle's right. So therefore, I would tell Kenny Omega to get the fuck off of this list. You ain't got more wins than the Iconics this year.
Oh, by the way, who are undefeated at WrestleMania?
Speaking of WrestleMania, they undefeated at WrestleMania.
That's right.
Oh God, please put them in a match.
But I'll be the voice of reason on this.
Listen. I'll put it to you like this, okay? Kenny Omega has been pinned by more guys than Lars Sullivan.
Spoiler! We didn't even get there yet. Jesus. All right, but let me be the voice of reason on Kenny Omega because
let it fly.
We got a couple more. We got a couple more lists and a couple more things. I will say this: Kenny at 6, don't agree with. Higher up or lower on the tier, like
number 11,
10,
12, 13.
No. Number 6, no. Between 7 and.
This is why the Nick Cage added there fucks up everything.
Best match this year.
The added
him and Knox.
Which wasn't off the record. We didn't count, right? Right. The match never happened.
Or him and Pop.
Oh, so we're just forgetting everything he did in New Japan before he left?
I said
technically he hasn't wrestled since this year.
Because he hasn't wrestled in New Japan this year.
Yeah, true.
This is this year. Can you tell me his match this year that was his best match? Come on, I'm waiting.
Him and Pac
was his best match?
Was one of his best matches. Him and Moxley was his best match this year.
Yeah.
Damn, you know what's crazy?
He lost both of them.
Both of them motherfuckers! Both of them!
So in the losing effort, he still puts on a 5-star match.
Okay.
That lasts longer than 8 seconds.
We'll move on from Kenny. Number 5 on the list is Le Champion, Chris Jericho. I think he should be higher up.
He should be number 10.
No, he should be in at least top 3. Top 3 for this year alone. He just loves triggering Eddie. No, Jericho top 3.
Veterans are still watching Jericho stuff right now. Like,
Jericho's
damn, man, he's teaching me new shit. Fucking Seth Rollins probably go home and watches all Jericho shit. Like, oh, I wish I could be like him.
I love the fact that Ronaldo knows exactly when we roasted somebody.
Which
episode he brings it back in. But no, Chris Jericho top 3 this year. If he's number 1, then Jericho should be top 3, hands down. Should be numbered in the top 3.
Now I'm assuming this is wrestling wise, not buzz wise. That's
still,
why.
Same thing. If it's wrestling wise, then he shouldn't be above Kofi. He shouldn't be above Ospreay. He shouldn't be above Ibushi.
Yeah, that's true. He shouldn't be.
Can I ask you a question, though, Corey? Why did everybody put an S on the Bucks?
All right, we're not going to get into that. All right. So number 4 is a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4 is a tie. It's between Kazuchika Okada and Seth Rollins. Don't agree with that. I think, obviously, with all due respect to Nick Gage, he should not be on this list. Okada should definitely be at least number 3 or 2. Seth should be higher up on that list in 8 or 9.
Okada, I can't really say, and I love Kofi.
Yeah.
but I can't really say in terms of what they did for their company that anybody's had a better year than Okada.
Okada's still champion. The only other person I can say who's held the title as long as him is Nick Aldis.
Okada's literally he is literally the Japanese fucking Super Cena.
Yeah.
Dude, he's literally, you know how we have
They have
on our backs?
Yeah.
That's what Okada is.
He's the guy.
They have booked him Hulk Hogan-esque over there and shit. Like, they have booked him Ric Flair style. You can't get any stronger booking than what they've given him in Japan.
And I'm going to give an unbiased opinion on Seth Rollins right now. And this isn't about the hate. This isn't about any of that bullshit.
You mean the hater?
Huh? No, because I'm with him on
clowning?
that. He comes off like a fucking clown this year. His trajectory in fans' eyes has dropped. But skill-wise, quality-wise, Seth has taken the shit end of the stick this entire year. Baron Corbin and the shit with the Fiend. Like, I'm sorry, those are drop downs in my opinion. They're not elevations. So I'm sorry, Seth should be up in the upper half of the or the lower half of the list.
Seth's matches have gotten so redundant and copy and paste.
Agreed.
Oh my God, the Falcon Arrow, the Superplex Falcon Arrow used to be fucking exciting. Now it's like, oh, here we go, another Superplex Falcon Arrow.
It's called the moveset, bro.
Agreed. Here's the deal about movesets.
He has gotten. Come on, you can't mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That
V trigger.
Yeah, but Kenny doesn't hit the V trigger the same way every time. Every time he doesn't hit the same.
No.
Disagree with
that. He hasn't even hit anybody with the fucking one-wing angel this year.
Because he's been losing all his matches, and the one-wing angel usually wins.
Yep, and then wait till he starts pulling that one-wing.
All right.
Wait till next summer when Kenny's walking around La Champion.
All right, so we'll go to number 3 on the list. Number 3 on the list is Cody Rhodes. I am okay with him being in the top 5. Number 3, I don't know, only because he took
2 matches.
He only lost 2 matches, but Cody had a really big year. The match with Dustin was a huge deal. The match with the Bucks was really good.
He's a former Ring of Honor champion.
Plus
He was a former Ring of Honor champion.
Before Jericho became champion, he was the face of AEW.
Yeah,
he's a former NWA champion.
Yeah, former NWA champion as well. That's true.
So I can't really argue him being number 3. He's been.
Well, he technically lost the title at the beginning of the year to Aldis, giving it back to him before NWA 70 and all that stuff. So Cody was holding gold. He brought the company in. He was the face of AEW. Top 3? Yeah. Top 5? Yes. Top 3? I don't know. So, number 2 on the list, who I personally think should have been number 1 on this list, Adam Cole, baby.
Nope.
Adam Cole should have been number 1 over Moxley. I'm sorry.
Can you please tell me which match of Adam Cole's was bad? Just for the record.
Not over Moxley.
I'm waiting. Can you tell me which one of Adam Cole's matches, you WWE hater, was bad?
I'm sorry. I think
you tell me which one of Moxley's matches have been bad.
I would prefer to watch.
We'll get into Moxley in a second, but
I would prefer to watch Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, number 1 and 2, over Moxley versus Kenneth L. Any day.
I don't know about that one.
I said it.
I don't know about that.
I said it.
I'm gonna die on the hill and say Cole was the man this year.
Baby.
He was the man this year. Now, when it comes to Jon Moxley being number 1, Buzz, he was definitely one of the most talked about wrestlers of the year.
Wasn't he part of that Super Bowl show? That 3-way Super Bowl? Adam Cole? It was Adam Cole, Ricochet, and Black, right?
Yeah, against what was Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, and Black. I think against Cole. I forgot who else it was, but I know Cole was part of that.
That was fucking crazy.
No, it was really good. But to get to Moxley being number 1 on this list. All right, the breakup of the Shield, or him leaving the Shield, him coming back from injury was a big deal. The first part of the year wasn't all that good because the whole EC3 thing, him getting needles up his asshole and all this other shit.
That's Vince's booking right there.
When was Moxley in WWE?
I'm sorry, Dean Ambrose, the man, Jonathan Good. We're talking about Jonathan Good right now. Jonathan Good, first part of the year, WWE. It was shaky. It wasn't
even shaky. It was terrible.
Yeah, they had nothing for him.
He was getting better.
And like I said, the same thing I said with Rollins. A portion of this year does go against you. But from him showing up at Double or Nothing, it was one of the most talked about things. When he got released from WWE, it was one of the most talked about things. Yes, he was a buzzworthy person. But when it came to in-ring style, no offense, nothing he did except for the shit with Omega.
You know Gabe started out.
I can only imagine. We will get there shortly, Gabe. We're not even halfway. We're not even halfway into the show. Don't worry. We will get there. But But no, but to me, I'm sorry, Jon Moxley number 1, don't agree with that whatsoever. Top 10, definitely. Top 5, yes. Number 1, sorry.
Oh my goodness, man! I can't believe that I'm going to have to do this tonight, man.
Oh,
I can't.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
We're
gonna have fun.
Another letter in the alphabet gets it.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Because he already ripped those letters.
Oh, when that video when that shit surfaces, you automatically get a letter.
We'll save that one shortly. But thoughts, Moxley, since you're a Moxley defender on this one.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. He went over to Japan, fucking became a huge sensation over in Japan.
He did.
Hottest free agent.
Gabe's already at it.
He's already being fast tracked to be the next AEW champion. So I really can't. He showed that he can go out there and actually wrestle.
Yeah.
And perform. Now,
Dude, he did it in New Japan. He did it.
Yeah.
He's killed it. That's not a great yet.
Yeah.
No,
the only reason why I put him over Cole is because Cole has been isolated to NXT. Now, if Cole was...
Whoa. That takeover when he went in...
But like I said, NXT is still looked at as developmental.
Cole versus Brian.
As long as your puppet master...
What's going on, Mike?
As long as your puppet master deems it... Matter of fact, Brian.
No, we're not at burials yet. Hold on, wait. I'm not ready. You got to give me a second. Hold on. All right.
Put it on the screen.
I'm not ready yet. Hold on.
Put it on the screen.
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Excuse me. You're missing the cue. First of all, you got to wind up the finger.
Yeah, you got to wind it up. Hold on. I got to find out where the hell I put it first. Oh, here we go. Hold on. All right.
Wind up the finger. You got to bring it back here. Right?
Hold on, Kyle. Don't do it. Let Eddie have this one.
Put it on the screen.
Okay. He told me to do it.
Oh.
As long as your puppet master, okay, keep dangling you around and telling you NXT is developmental.
Oh.
They are the minor leagues. Hell, they're not even getting mentioned on.
If you don't get that,
They don't even get mentioned on main roster anymore since Survivor Series.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Just so you know, Eddie. Revenge is coming. Revenge is coming.
Let me just say this to quote the great Medea. This is the type of shit you watch from a distance. Go right ahead.
Oh, this is going to cost you. Oh, I'm going to get it tonight. Tonight is his night. That was funny. Oh, yes. I hate you for doing it. That was good.
That was good. All right, so should we go to the next list? Because this is going to be an interesting one.
This is a bullshit list.
Hold on, wait. Here we go. All right, I'm ready. Whenever you are.
I gotta get the power of the Hulkamaniacs back here. You know?
Wow, did you really just get
the Hulkamaniacs?
Oh.
Put it on the screen.
Okay, well, here's WWE Staff Choice Stars of the Decade.
This is the goddamn fucking guy.
Here we go.
This is that fucking intern.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is that intern for Vince.
Before we continue with this, I would like to point out that John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, and Becky Lynch are all currently under contract with WWE. Let's just prefix that.
Okay.
Now, I would also like to say that John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, and Becky Lynch have all had a main event at WrestleMania.
Agreed. They have.
They defined the decade. First of all,
wait. I would like to know one thing.
Defined.
You think from 2010 to 2020, which name is going to be synonymous when it comes to professional?
It ain't the fucking Miz.
All right, hold on.
It sure as hell ain't Mike the Miz Miz.
Let me take this down. Let me take this down for a second.
Would be who?
All right, hold on.
John Cena.
John Cena.
I'll give you John Cena.
All right, here we go. I got an idea, right? Let's do unanimous votes. Do we agree, yes or no, by a show of hands? Does John Cena deserve to be on this list? Yes or no? Yes, he does. Okay. Daniel Bryan, does he deserve to be on this list?
Yes!
Okay. Daniel Bryan deserves to be on this list. All right. Brock Lesnar, does he deserve to be on this list?
Yes.
Hesitantly, yes.
Yes. Okay. Next person. Kofi Kingston, does he deserve to be on this list?
I dare you to say no.
No. I'll say no right now.
Fuck you!
No.
You are your mind.
No.
Of the decade.
No. Of the decade?
Of the decade, no. Because
he was teaming with Airborne.
Okay, and he won a tag team championship.
Okay.
Did he not have an Intercontinental Champion on multiple occasions?
He did.
From 2010 to 2020.
He did.
Did he not have the most iconic moment of wrestling of this year? Which
this year.
Wait. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
How many time tag team champions since 2010? Part of the only faction in WWE that has stood out since 2014 for 6 years without breaking up or any incident and even an angle of breaking up. Fuck yeah, Kofi Kingston deserves to be on that.
Because there's other names. There's other names. All right.
Are still under contract.
No. Fuck contract. We're talking about the decade.
We're talking about people who are currently still under contract.
No, we're talking about people who define the decade of the company.
It's based on people who are still under contract.
Yeah, and we're talking about a decade because there were people who are not in this company right now who did a lot more.
So they can't make that list.
Agreed. But that's
they can't be on that
and
list.
this is why people like me and Eddie shit on WWE because you know why? That's pure bias. You mean to tell me the Miz? And I'm gonna throw out some names. I'm gonna throw out some names after. All right, let's continue this list. All right, so
Kofi, with Kofi, because there was a time there when people were like, Kofi's still employed.
Exactly.
That's the shit that kills me.
When was that? When he was feuding with Randy Orton and he was like at the top about to get it pushed?
After the feud with Randy Orton, until the fucking New Day thing came.
Right.
And even when New Day formed, everybody said, "Oh, this is a death sentence right here."
It was a death sentence, and Kofi Kingston made it work.
They made it work. They made it work. Yes, agreed. They made it work. We all said that was a death sentence. We saw that group.
And they turned it into fucking gold.
Yeah, they did.
And they don't deserve to be on the list for making something
that's 3 men right there.
Something that was
Big E's a national treasure.
Something that was literally given to you, and you weren't supposed to be buried. You may not only got over with the fans, but you turned that into a heavyweight championship. Get the hell out of here.
Save Kofi, because he might. All right, now that
Kofi is definitely supposed to be on that list.
Okay, The Miz. Does he deserve to be on the list?
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck. Don't give me his IC title runs. Don't give me his world title runs. Don't give me shit. The Miz ruined WrestleMania for me. Fuck The Miz. Fuck Mike Mazarian. Let him go fucking be on reality TV. Go back to the fucking road rules. Go back to MTV.
He's on Real World.
I don't give a fuck what he was on. Okay, go back to MTV. Go be a spokesperson like Nick fucking Cannon for Nickelodeon. Okay, go spokesmodel for fucking fuck The Miz.
Okay.
Somebody tell me otherwise. I'm gonna fuck how many fucking IC title reigns he had.
All right, so technically,
fuck him.
That'll be two.
Okay, can I get a
Fuck him. Fuck him and teaming with fucking John Morrison. Fuck him teaming with
the Dirt Sheet was great.
Fuck him. Fuck the Dirt Sheet. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Can I get a word in?
Go right ahead. Because we do got more on this list.
The Miz was great.
Fuck him! Fuck his bad acting, his fucking shitty ass fucking straight to DVD that nobody even wants to get out of Redbox for free. You can give me a 2-for-1 with fucking a Marvel movie that comes with a fucking Miz movie.
In the comments, G loved the Miz.
All right,
The Miz is great.
No,
Miz is trash. Miz is god awful trash. His fucking newborn is a better actress than fucking The Miz.
All right, hold on. Here's the deal. We're talking about being on this list.
Corey,
if you're picking,
Corey, don't speak facts to these perfectly biased too.
Time out. All right, we're talking about a 10-person list.
Miz.
We're talking about a 10-person list that's defining this decade. Okay.
Speak on it, Mike.
All right.
Speak on it, Mike.
Because I got people too.
Go ahead.
All right. Sheamus, does he deserve to be on this list?
Yes and no.
I'm 50-50 with Sheamus. I'm on the fence with Sheamus.
I can go either way.
But at the same time, you can look at Sheamus and say he was part of that world group with Alberto Del Rio and all that stuff. That did nothing.
That did nothing.
Then he disappeared and he's been injured over and over and over.
That's
again.
Then you can also say that he's
the stupid haircut thing.
You can say that he's one of the guys that the WWE gave a chance to be that new guy representing the company.
And he did a damn good job. He did a damn good job.
Fuck The Miz.
You can say that his cash in on Roman Reigns was actually great. Miz has his fucking WrestleMania win over Daniel Bryan.
If let's say he didn't form this good friendship with Triple H when he first came in, with Sheamus even gotten to the point where
is not a bad wrestler, bro.
He's not. No, he's
not at all. Not at all.
But he definitely with Sheamus, backstage politics played a huge fucking part.
But he was more FCW before NXT.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can say about Sheamus. He was more of an FCW
so
guy.
He's a hit or miss. I wouldn't say he defined a decade, but if you want to say throw his name on there, maybe on a top 20 list, I would say
top 20. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm on the fence with Sheamus.
All right, Mr. Chapman, this is your boy, the big dog, Roman Reigns defines the decade.
Part of the probably most dominant group in WWE history that came from WWE only. Part of
Stop. Tyler Black and Jon Moxley. Who were those two guys before they got to WWE?
They were nobodies until they got to WWE. Now, anyway, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted with you spitting facts.
Let's not forget, Roman never wanted to be a wrestler. He wanted to be a football player. But when he washed out of that.
But you could say the same thing about Big E. You could say the same thing about Bill Goldberg.
There's a ton of football players. That's a bad example. John Simmons, that's a bad example. But no, I agree. Roman should be on this list.
Okay, number one. Not only that, but we're talking about the best wrestler on the planet today. I said it.
When John Cena got more moves than his moveset than you do.
I said it.
What is in that vape?
I said, what's in that vape? There's plenty of goodness in that vape.
That definitely is. Like, shit. I'm about to take a toke of that vape.
Just so y'all know, there is the only person who truly deserves to be defined as a decade. We're talking. All right, let me just be serious. Honestly, though, when you're thinking about Roman Reigns, everybody says, "Oh, boo, he's being shoved on our throats. He's doing this. He's at every WrestleMania."
10 better than the Miz. Do you want what organization do you want the 10 better from?
He's in the main event picture. He's constantly a topic. Fans constantly will have a reaction and an opinion, and it's the truth. And it's the truth. When it comes to WrestleMania, you can name one person other than Roman Reigns who will beat the Undertaker, and he did it this decade.
Second. He did it second.
But he still did it this decade.
Okay. I'll say this. I agree.
And that other person is on this list, by the way.
Roman deserves to be on this list in my eyes.
And Mike, leave my Panthers alone, bro.
Oh, don't worry, because we're going to get into this.
All right. Just leave the Panthers alone, man.
For the decade, Seth Rollins, does he deserve to be on this list? Yes. Eddie?
That's another on the fence one for me.
Totally
that really is.
Okay. Randy Orton on this list?
Yes.
He's Randy Orton. Becky Lynch on this list? Hell no. Hell no.
No. She just.
What year did she get drafted to SmackDown? That was 2000.
That was 4 years ago. Not even 4 years ago.
So she's just floated around for
2016.
And she didn't become relevant in all actuality until last year.
But she was also the first woman SmackDown's champion. She also is groundbreaking in terms of being a vet in WrestleMania when you're thinking about Women's Revolution.
Yes, but this all happened now. Like, decade.
I am not done.
If anything,
it happened now.
If anything, Alicia Fox. She had a job for a decade.
Don't you dare!
She had a job for a decade, and
she's gonna show up next week.
Don't say that.
She's gonna show up next week.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, so the three names that I'm really iffy on, right? If we're gonna talk women's wrestling,
are you kidding me? Not because of talent. Roman Reigns is an extremely talented wrestler.
All right.
Crazy.
So here we go. Here are my people that should be on this list.
Wait.
That's all 10.
Wait.
That was all 10.
Wait. But you have to do what they did. You would have
to. Fuck contracting.
So then you can't.
Fuck contracting. If you're talking a decade,
compare your list to this one because this one was strictly built around people who are currently still under contract.
Which is bullshit.
It's not
because there were people. I'll tell you right now. Who's more?
Rey Mysterio needs to be on that list.
Rey Mysterio should be on this list. Agreed. Ray should be on this list then.
Take off Sheamus, put on Rey Mysterio.
All right. How about CM Punk? He wasn't. You mean to tell me?
He's contracted.
He's not contracted by WWE. Is he not? Is this not?
No, agreed. But
he's
you mean to tell me
in a box? Not
time out for a second. You mean to tell me CM Punk is it more influential this decade to WWE than a Kofi Kingston, a Sheamus, or a Miz, or Becky Lynch?
There's only two people who should be mentioned in the same breath as CM Punk this decade, and it's John Cena and Randy Orton.
Okay, so CM Punk should be on this list, yes or no?
CM Punk should be the list.
Okay, second person I'll throw on this list. How do you have both members of the Shield, but you don't have the third one?
Do you know why?
How does he not have the third one?
Because he don't exist anymore.
He's not under contract. These are all.
But it's not about the contract. You're talking about a decade.
Oranges and apples.
Because if that's the case, Becky Lynch hasn't been there for 10 years, has she?
No.
Okay.
But she's been the top diva at the end of the decade.
So Roman Reigns hasn't been there 10 years, has he?
No.
So Seth Rollins hasn't been there 10 years, has he? Exactly. What? That's bullshit.
How many wrestlers can you say that at the top of their game, at the top of the list, Brian, I digress again. Every wrestler on that list is wrestlers who are under contract.
Which is why the list is
now, if you tell me
bullshit.
that you have a list of just total wrestlers from the world of wrestling who have been.
I'm talking about influential to.
So then, hold on, wait. If you're telling me that you're going to make a list based on talent who are just in wrestling for the past decade, who are in any company,
I'm talking about exclusively WWE.
Two people from that list make the list.
I'll tell you right now, influential WWE, aside from Becky Lynch main event in WrestleMania, what has she done women's wise to make such a huge impact in WWE over the past 10 years?
Let's see.
Please tell me.
Number one, she was a.
Fancy, I put Paige on that list over Becky Lynch.
I'll put AJ Lee.
AJ Lee.
AJ Lee left the company though.
Same difference, right? No. But AJ was the one who was really wrestling. She's the one who had to sit there and make out with people at fucking NXT when it was a game show and changed her entire gimmick. Was the longest reigning women's champion of WWE up until Nikki Bella had to take it over because, Vince McMahon.
Give me your 10 from WWE.
I am A-okay with this list. Like I said, the people that I would change Kofi Kingston. I would change the Miz. Kofi is probably the one I will debate with about keeping on the list. The Miz,
Miz, get him the fuck out.
Miz, since
get him the fuck out.
With all the respect,
get him the fuck out. I don't give a
We know your personal feelings.
Get him the fuck off down there.
I'm sorry.
Influential.
Miz, not more influential than CM Punk was to WWE in the 5 years he was there.
Fucking James Ellsworth is more.
Here's another name that they refused to put on that list, and this is a guy who has lots of lists. La Champion, Chris Jericho. You mean to tell me for the past 10 years he hasn't been more influential than half of the motherfuckers on this list right now?
Right. Who's debating this with you?
But you are
debating that. I have literally came out and said that you will put together a separate list that will destroy that.
Destroy?
But you only using wrestlers who are under contract.
And this is why we call bullshit.
So then this is what you can say. Nice list, WWE. However, if you're going to use a wrestler of the decade, I feel that you should be using X wrestler, Y wrestler, Z wrestler. They were in your company for that decade. However, WWE right now is
spiteful.
They are trying to die down the name of AEW, are they not?
Yeah, but you know what you're doing.
Why would you put Jericho at the top of that when he's currently an AEW champion?
He doesn't need to be on the top of it. He needs to be on it.
That motherfucker definitely will be top 5.
You know what? Same thing with Punk.
Top 3 probably.
Same thing with Punk. Same thing with AJ Lee.
Punk would be number 1, 2, or
AJ Lee or Paige. Like Eddie said, you should have threw Paige on that list because Paige really revolutionized it. If you think about it, before this whole Divas Evolution thing,
it was Paige saying it. The list is those for guys under contract.
Yeah, it's totally under contract.
I tell you right now, get the Miz off there, put Edge on there.
There you go. He's on Edge on there too.
He's on the contract.
Technically, he's on the contract.
No, I'm
Edge. If he didn't get that neck injury.
No. Technically, Edge had 3 years in a decade.
Yeah.
But in those 3 years, he was fucked.
Yeah, he retired. Was it 2013?
Either 12 or 13. It was early on in the decade.
But Edge was on fire. If that neck injury didn't happen, Edge would have definitely been close to number 1 on that list.
Mm-hmm. You know who at CM Punk I always thought should wrestle?
What's up?
Was Rollins.
Well, they wrestled before.
I'm talking about under this.
On a main stage, yeah.
But dude, and if we do get that WrestleMania, what's gonna be your beef with that, Eddie?
What, that Punk has to go in there at 40 years old and carry somebody? Like Sting had to carry him, and then Sting broke his neck carrying Seth Rollins?
Nah, Sting did a powerbomb, buckle bomb that he should not have. That is it. You shouldn't have to do it.
Well, that's because he was busy carrying Seth Rollins, trying to put him over, and he was like, sure, young guy, I'll take this dangerous-ass spot in my age to try to get you
so Seth Rollins has
more over.
Carried anybody in a match, is what you're saying.
I love it.
I think even Jinder Mahal had to carry him in a match.
Wow! Hey, he's number 14.
I gotta take a commercial break.
But really quick to everybody that's in the chat right now.
I know somebody that won't lose. That Kenny can beat Seth Rollins.
But no, to the guys in the chat, and Mike, I totally see what you're saying. I totally get it. 100% understand. It's contracted wrestlers. It's all people WWE have under contract that they can promote and say.
Like I said, there's names on that list that I'm on the fence with.
Yeah.
The Miz is the only name that get the fuck off that list.
Agree. I agree with
Get him the fuck off that list.
I agree with Miz, and I agree with Sheamus. And the whole Becky Lynch, and shit, if you're going to throw Becky, why not put Charlotte? Charlotte was a bigger name.
And she has more title reigns.
She has more title reigns. She has legacy.
I don't call them title reigns.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Even with Becky, I would go Charlotte.
I can't even say those title reigns with a straight face.
I'm sorry. That's just our opinion, unfortunately, you guys. But you know what I mean? Not, like I said, nothing against anybody that's on that list. They all had great years. They all have great careers and stuff like that. But I'm calling bullshit on WWE. If you're gonna make a list, quote unquote, of wrestlers who influenced the decade, you can't tell me CM Punk.
Yeah, I agree with Mike.
Cena
and Orton are.
Cena and Orton. I mean,
if they're not on your list for decade-wise,
something's wrong with you.
Yeah, because I can see why somebody would leave off Brock Lesnar, because that time period that he left and went to UFC. But even then, Brock Lesnar was a bust. We don't know what could have happened if he didn't get that fucking intestine disease or whatever the fuck he got.
Agreed. Diverticulitis.
Yeah. So we don't know what could have happened down there in UFC with him and stuff like that. But
labels in.
But we've had our little arguments and we've had our debates and stuff like that. But I think it's time for the three of us to have some fun.
Hey guys, guess what?
Guess what time it is? Gabe, get ready.
Time to roast somebody.
But ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this roast, let's just preface this by saying, if you are easily offended, if you are a quote-unquote social justice warrior,
fuck you!
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you are going to take offense by what we are going to say, because we're about to have fun, people. We're having fun here.
Hey, alphabet people, we can get after more than one letter.
Yeah, there's another letter out there. So, Mr. Chapman, you ready for the intro? Let's have our intro. You ready? Just tell me when. I'll start the intro, or you can start the intro because this is going to be interesting. Gabe. No, we're not going to roast the Panthers as much as we want to.
This isn't the burial of the week, though, bro. This is the burial of the week.
Hold on, wait. Is this a Hall of Fame?
This is living in the motherfucking Hall of Fame.
Really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Hope we don't get copywritten for this one. Hit the song.
Put it in the...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be fun. It's that time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. It comes time where people get called out on their bullshit. And there comes a time where you just get on social media because you know you've been fucked up. You know you've been fucked up. And ladies and gentlemen, Kyle, are you ready? Are you ready for this? I want to say you're ready to hit it, but I'm not going to say that in this situation. Say the word, say the word.
Right now, hashtag pause.
Hashtag pause. Mr. Chapman? Alright, should I kill the music? Alright, let's kill the music before we get copyrighted again, because
we don't want to get copyrighted.
We know how that goes, but alright, Mr. Chapman?
Mr. Freak?
Well, you have a gimmick.
Put it on the screen.
Okay, everybody's got a price. Oh boy. And to quote the great Reverend Slick, and now that the fireworks began. Let's go. Mr. Chapman?
Mr. Homophobic himself.
I gotta give you a Britt Baker.
Yeah, you're getting a Britt Baker for this one.
Mr. Homophobic man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. I hate gays, this and that.
Fried chickens for poor people.
Fried chickens, yeah. Mr.
He banged Ronda Rousey back in the day.
Mr. Lars Sullivan. If you guys didn't notice who that guy was because he decides to shave his head now.
Just because his name is Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to his boyfriend Derek too.
The freak accident, name of that finishing move, has a whole nother meaning. In case you guys don't know, the internet don't lose.
Never lost.
Undefeated.
Hold on, wait, we got
Undefeated. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lars Sullivan was found to be in a gay porn.
Woo!
If that isn't karma, that karma killer, they say it. Karma always gets motherfuckers.
Yup.
Karma said, hold up. Hold the fuck up. 2019 ain't over yet. Hey, Lars. Remember Mitch?
I don't see why Velveteen wanted him to put on his pants.
All right, we are not going to go in detail because, like I said, if you're going to talk to the dream, you got to wear pants. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And I did not look up the video. I saw the photo of that right there. 2 guys, 1 chopper. It could have been Gavin. We don't know. We're not going there.
Lucha house party? No wonder they want to party with him.
Peter Shaq like, no, Lars, no. I I am not a boy, David. Like, no. But no, I'm sorry. I forgot where I was going with this, but damn. Lars. Yeah, Suicide Watch, Carl. We need to put that man on Suicide Watch. We need whatever assistance we can get around.
Somebody call his little white boyfriend.
He prefers guys.
Put him back in his cuffs.
He prefers guys for this one. I mean, it explains why he walks around with no pants all the time. Remember the whole Who Killed Ciampa? Or Who Killed Aleister Black? And you see Lars just walking around with no pants on. He was like, necrophilia. Oh, no, wait, people are coming. I gotta go.
This dude really did gay porn after talking all this shit about gay people. Like,
and let's preface this by saying we don't judge. I mean,
I don't have anything against them.
I got nothing against gay people, straight people, queer people, lesbians, teens.
hey, you do you.
You do you.
But don't talk shit.
Don't talk
that shit. Don't come on and say that all this shit about gay people. Mm-hmm. When you got gay porn videos out there.
Man.
Motherfucker, this is why I say, stop putting your shit on the fucking film.
You leave Cam Newton's name out of your filthy mouth, Brian.
Cam Newton's more masculine right now than Lars Sullivan is.
This is why, before you talk shit, you make sure you ain't got nothing on film, you ain't got nothing on video, you ain't got nothing on tape recorder. Cause we are literally in the year 29. We are going to the 2020. Okay? Motherfuckers got cameras that can fit into fucking pinholes.
Hold on, guys. Corey wants to play devil's advocate.
Yes, Corey, go right ahead.
You can go right ahead. And there's nothing wrong with being gay porn. You know, there's nothing.
Not at all.
There's nothing wrong with being gay. It's 2019. How you decide to get off in your own bedroom is your prerogative.
Or should we say a film studio?
Yeah,
or a hotel room that they rent.
If you have to do a casting couch call in order to make a living and everything, by all means, make your money, boo-boo.
Shut up.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Hold up. Time out.
But don't come on talk about...
Time out. Rewind the tape. Fall on the play. There's a flag.
Did you say a flag? Oh!
There's a flag.
Flag
on the play.
Can't say that. I remember Dave Chappelle said it.
I use that word. But, is Victor encouraging me to lose my fucking mind right now?
Go right ahead. Victor gave you the head. Victor said go. He said don't even ask.
Everything he's saying is true. But however, it's like looking at a stripper. You gotta do what you gotta do to make your money. Mm-hmm. Okay? But don't come out talking about, oh, strippers are nasty. I hate strippers. Talking mad shit about.
Well, it explains why he doesn't like strippers now. Explains a lot.
Because he used to be in Jello pudding him damn self.
He probably doesn't like now. You know something? It all makes sense.
No, Court. I see what you're saying. Young kid, broke, low self. Whatever reason brought him to do that. Okay, we do not know the circumstances.
Don't care.
Some people do it out of necessity to make a living. Whatever. Yes, if he did it because if that's what he's into, that's what he's into. But the fact that he came out bashing gays.
Yes.
Okay, and being a racist, and then this comes out. That's what makes it worse. And from the description that I got from WrestleMania, shout out to WrestleMania because they actually watched the video and they can't promote it. Let's just say he was doing lots of diving headbutts to people's crotches. That's the best way to describe it. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. He was ill. He wasn't Tom Brady. He was drunk. He messed up. He messed up by saying this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like.
That's why they call him freak.
It's like somebody.
It all makes sense now. It's coming full circle, crazy.
It's like somebody. It's like a white guy saying, "I'm not racist," and then a Klan picture come out.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Like, yeah, you can't really come back from that.
Nah, I'm not gonna compare gays to racists. What I'm gonna compare gays to is gays.
No. He's not comparing gays to racists. He's comparing the.
But that's what I'm saying. Whatever the situation that brought him to do said video, to let him down that path, okay, whatever. You got to make your money. Make your money. Porn industry is easy money.
Gavin, can I respond to that statement?
But if he's getting fucked for money, ain't that prostitution? That's all I want to know. It's not porn. Because he's not doing the fucking, he's getting fucked. Yeah. He's out there giving head jobs and hand jobs like he needs. I'm sorry.
He did it to himself. Gavin,
let me
He took it in the booty hole. He took it in the mouth.
Slop on my knob, like corn on the cob.
Okay.
Or your name is Vod.
He apparently has a thing for small white boys. I guess that must be.
Cold.
That's why he don't like black people.
It was cold.
It was too big. He couldn't work with black people. Why do you think he hates Bobby Lashley so much? He was talking shit about Lashley, right? And he said black people only like maybe there was KFC on the set.
Hit him with that pose, Lars.
Yeah, he probably loved the Bobby pose.
Oh.
Who knows? But no, Gavin, to address what you said about...
He probably was licking his lips looking at Leo Rush like, ooh, look at that little chocolate bar.
That magically delicious motherfucker.
He looked like a bite-sized Snickers.
I bet you I can catch him greased up. But no. Gavin, to respond to you, Paige was leaked. She didn't go professional. She didn't pull a Sonny or a China. This man...
And Paige also didn't come out and say...
This nigga was in San Diego.
She was leaked like that girl from Teen Mom.
But no, see, Paige didn't come out...
No, that girl went back for seconds. Paige hasn't reoccurred in the role.
But Paige also didn't come out and say, oh, I hate lesbians this, lesbians that. No.
Whatsoever.
Okay, if this had been leaked, something like this had been leaked and Lars had said something that he has said about gays and stuff, everybody would be like, okay, the gay video, he probably not going to have a WWE career because we know Vince is a homophobe. Deep down inside, Vince.
I wonder if he went to Penn State.
I wonder who his coach was.
Listen, man, the name of his tag team is the Sandusky's. I mean, that's touching little boys, right? Little boys.
That's so wrong.
I was always wondering why he had that list. He got that list because I'm earning it.
That's why he don't do black people no more. Because that
It
list.
could have been a work injury.
Yeah,
Got that
Workman's
It
comp.
was a work injury called lockjaw.
He got a permanent disability.
I don't know.
Bite that thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Just imagine if he did bite it.
That's why they told Rude to shave the mustache. Bringing back flashbacks to Lars Sullivan.
Lars was getting turned on in the back, man.
Lars-
Are we sure he didn't have? Are we sure he had a breakdown, or he wasn't just too hot? Like
Man, we're on the socket right now.
location, sir.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
So Lars was a stunt double in Brokeback Mountain.
Could be.
Nah, he wasn't no stunt double. He wants to be the prequel, the sequel, the stunt man. He wants to do the hot oil massage.
Nope. I'm sorry. Lars Sullivan.
It's a pillow biter. Nah. I'm sorry.
See, you're calling him by his WWE name. It's Mitch, man.
You gotta call him Mitch. No, you Mitch from now on. Mitch the bitch. Not Mitch the bitch Trubisky.
He wasn't the bitch in that relationship.
I mean, he was.
Moxley, Jericho.
Yeah.
Please don't bring up Mitch the Plant.
No more.
No.
Mitch from the Spirit Squad.
No.
You're done. Your time has been
They
served.
showing this bear in that squad, boy. Shit, Mitch the babysitter. Think about it. Think about it. Think about
We're going
it.
to hell.
I know.
We going to hell.
Hey man, listen, man. DNA number 14 starring Mitch. I'm sorry.
So was he considered a backseat boy?
Man, everybody thinks he's money and he's just thinking ATM. I'm sorry. What was that? What was
This
that?
is so wrong.
That is wrong.
Breaking news. Randy.
We warned you.
Apparently, Randy might have torn an ACL at a house show.
Oh shit.
This is why I've always been against this 300 fucking.
Gavin,
the road shit.
You know Gavin just wrote. At least, yo, you know something? Shout out to Darren Young. Shout out to Darren Young. He was a triple threat. He was black, gay, and a pro wrestler. Like, he was the stereotype of it. Lars, I'm sorry. There's no saving this man.
You a gay, redneck, homophobe. Damn.
Like, you just fit, like, every check. But I'm waiting for more. I'm waiting for him to show up in the clan meeting now. Like, what else worse can you do? Like, there's nothing else you can do to the guy. I'm sorry. Lars.
I'm gonna want to get this canceled.
Lars,
I'm just thinking of so many jokes in my head, and I'm like, I
just
can't
say
that
them.
one.
Say
I
them.
can't say that one.
Say it.
I can't say that one.
You said worse.
Say that one.
Lars is a Cowboy fan.
More like a Cowboys cheerleader.
Well, he does like watching stuff from the couch, apparently. So.
Who wears short shorts? Lars wears short shorts.
He does seem comfortable with his wedgies.
He does.
The man.
And you know, this explains a lot. Who the hell gets a broken jaw from getting the black mass? Only Lars. That jaw's been like.
That shit's weak.
Yeah.
You think? You think you have a stronger jaw?
No,
Strong jaw. Look at that chin.
Lars' new Steve song, Little Nas X.
I got Derek in the back, lube in my sack. Gonna do some porn, yeah, I like it like that. Ain't gonna bend over right now, moving like a cow. Derek's going to town. Wow.
You know what I love?
Yeah,
Brad Shepard.
Derek is nutting. This beard here is catching something. Saving it for later. All right, I'm done. I have bars for Lars, but I'm gonna stop right there because you might enjoy it.
The beard is a flavor saver.
That's a lot. That explains a lot.
Yes, Corey. This is why he's getting to work.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's why.
Pause on that one. We know he was getting to work, Eddie. We know that. I mean, it's like, and the kicker of the whole thing is not even like he was giving it. The description of the video is he was the receiver. If you were giving, okay, Stallone did gay porn, right? So Stallone did gay porn at one point.
Why is it always the big guys wanting to take? What
That's
the
the type of memes that they like, girl.
Hold on, we gotta hit him with some living colors. We gotta hit him with some living
Who said
colors.
Sonny wouldn't kiss Lars?
Sonny won't kiss.
So I would assume
He's too black for him.
I would assume Lars' favorite wrestler is Billy Gunn, the ass man.
He loved Chuck and Billy. That's what could have inspired him to get into wrestling. Orlando Jordan. I know Orlando Jordan's black. The original Adonis.
Adrian Adonis.
Can we throw that one in there? No.
Then she said that's a whole lot of receiving. Better receiving than Antonio Brown.
Shit, he's built like a linebacker.
Wait, what? Seth invented what?
Tight end. What happened?
Was it straight porn or gay porn?
That's the question. And how much Gabe actually have they done?
Actually, for a fucking long ass time, I thought Finn might have swung from both teams.
I mean, every camera shot when he came to the ring was like, look at my dick.
But
Like,
Until he got married and stuff.
And I'm not even gonna say that, but dude, if he is, he is. He's just not sitting there.
Yeah, he's not out there fucking bashing people.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Are we sure?
Yeah, let's move on. Because I'm about to get kicked off the air.
Just give us one. Give us one. Give us one gem. One gem, and then we'll move on.
Nah, I'm all right.
Lars was not down for what he did. Suck it.
He wasn't down with that. We're
He
going to hell.
He literally took DX's catchphrase to heart.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Why if you sit down on the couch after Lars Sullivan, it's like a movie theater seat or floor, it's just kind of sticky situation. You can smell glue every time he farts, it's just man hiccups, glue sticks. It's sorry.
Continue.
I'm done.
Andrew said Lars about to be a center.
He likes his fudge packed, not unwrapped.
Is his favorite song Doodoo Brown?
Nah.
Hey, he wants some D-I-C-K. No?
He got some D.I.C.K. He's a swallower. A hell of a follower.
Well, at least we know he's not a quitter.
Yeah.
He's not a spitter.
Yeah. All right.
No wonder he doesn't wear knee pads in the ring. Them shits are strong.
We're done now. Everybody's offended. We're done.
Are we though?
I can't promise anything.
Y'all can continue the conversation in the
All
chat.
right, what we want to do is, damn.
You know Lars likes pigs in a blanket.
He don't like Vienna sausages. He likes fucking big ass kielbasa's.
Why did I just think of Crank Angus when you said that?
It's just butt plug.
Oh shit!
All right, my bad.
Is he sponsored by Lifestyle?
Oh. His lifestyles.
Lars is sponsored by the Black Mamba.
Question: anal-ese or just flavored lube? Question.
Oh!
Ask me something.
Spitting that hot fire. All right, no, it's gone.
Are we sure?
Yeah, we're done.
Are we sure?
Yeah, we're done.
This is definitely gonna be nominated for UWO Burial of the Year.
I'm sorry.
Oh shit!
But goodbye. The freak from the Rocky Mountains takes back shots.
Back shots, front shots,
facials.
small shots.
I mean, when you got nothing else to do in the woods, you experiment. You know, see the shotgun. I wonder how far I can get this thing down my.
High protein diet because he was a lot smaller back then.
I wonder if he likes to milk.
Yeah, man. Just,
Like, yo, that horse over there looks kind of ready. Stud farm.
Look at that thing there. One Big E goes to the ring and it's.
No, they can't do Lars versus Nyla Rose.
Oh, leave Nyla alone. She's never said anything about the gay community. And Lars Sullivan wants to smash. Ironically enough.
I mean, you're kind of what I like.
You know,
halfway there.
Someone's dress Wednesday.
That was really somebody's thing. Oh shit!
All right, we gotta stop with it.
They had to shut that fucking comment section
That comment section
down.
got shut down.
Shut that shit down.
They shut it down. Hey, but you know something? Now keep doing you.
Watch. I can't wait till a female puts him down. WCW.
Wait, wasn't Lars's old finishing move a camel clutch?
Camel toe. Tuck it in. Fuck that.
I fuck him in the ass and make him humble. Shout out to the Iron. He took that shit serious though. He was like, "Fuck you, Eric." Oh man, but yeah. Let's.
You know what they say?
Dominic said, "I bet Nyla would tear his ass up." In more ways than one, we all know.
Little asshole.
Y'all keep going in the comments because I love to come back and read these. But no, since we're talking about the decade, right?
Leakage.
We're so going to hell. But you know something's fun. But no.
Is that why he wears red trunks? The bleeding can just blend in. All right, I'm done. All right.
What did the blind woman say? Soda and seltzer water for blood, or just wear red?
I guess.
This is more like a brownish red for some reason. I'm just kind of move on. Move on. All right, next subject.
All right, next subject. I'm gonna pull up some photos, right? Because we really didn't have that many topics. There's not much crazy wrestling news going on around the world right now. So
if there is, Lars Sullivan was fucking a guy.
Pow! Right in the anus.
You know?
I swear to God, I opened up my timeline on Facebook at 8 o'clock this morning. Like, wait, what?
Literally 8 things back to back with Lars Sullivan.
Hold on, what? I'm like, why did? And then the motherfucker did. And then I'm like, okay, I am not trying to research this. Like 10 minutes later, God bless the internet, because they did the research, and I'm like, okay, that's him in that picture with Derek.
It's like we talk about with our celeb area overseas that we always say confirmed. Yeah, I guess this has been confirmed. We're just not going to verify it
So that's
ourselves.
jihad? Because I've never gone there for Sasha Banks or any other two.
Yes, I did see that, Mike, where they were shitting on those dudes from GCW. I don't know where I stand on that one. That's kind of iffy. Or those young guys just do, because it was literally a fucking spot fest. Like, I get it. A spot fest in like 15, 20 seconds, okay. But you guys ran it for like almost 2 minutes straight. It's like, all right, eventually you guys have to wrestle.
It looked very, very amateurish. These guys, obviously, this was like their first. It looked like might have been their first time doing something like that, because the way they were running and the way they would. If this was like an Osprey and Ricochet back and forth, we would have been like miles on the ground. It was very dance recital-ish.
Dominique,
stuff.
Kyle said it was spit.
Why you gotta quote me?
Huh?
Why you gotta quote me?
I mean, you did say that.
But yeah, I agree with Mike. It was kind of very dance recital-ish. But
Agree.
I want to give them benefit of the doubt and say that these guys, this was their first time doing something like that. They're rookies.
I don't know them.
They're green as baby shit. I want to give them that kind of credit. I don't
Speaking
know.
of baby shit, Lars Sullivan takes it in the ass.
I ain't baby.
Yeah, well, that's shit. All right. It's not good shit. Whoever told him it was good shit, it's not good shit. But, yeah, no, I personally, I saw the clip. I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan. So, but no, to get back on...
See, that's the problem, though. Lars being country, he can't eat corn. that's detrimental to the other guy.
The long way. You don't eat it you eat it the long.
When the other guy's you don't want to catch any corn up in there.
Yeah. Hopefully he does a cleanse.
Guys, leave Lars Sullivan's enlarged booty hole the fuck alone.
You mean Mitch. You're Mitch from now on.
So, what are you saying, Mike? It wasn't their first time, or these guys aren't new?
No, I guess if they're not new, then I don't know.
It looked very... Because it was cool.
It looked cool as shit, but at the same time, it's one of those things that's like, we've seen it. Like, it didn't...
It wasn't Will
action.
Yeah, it wasn't Will Ospreay. Ricochet cool.
Yeah.
Nowhere. No.
Which led to action. Like, we have to see the whole...
Hell, it wasn't even... Damian Priest, Keith Lee, cool. That was...
Martin Kirby. I haven't heard Martin Kirby in a while. I actually like Martin Kirby.
Oh, so they just...
Oh, they're not new. Okay.
Because that was kind of...
Yeah, that was kind of iffy. But
they might want to crisp that up a little bit. Maybe run that a few more times in practice.
But no.
Well, the whole entire routine looked hard enough for Lars to sit on.
I think he sat on some pretty hard things.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, but no. So I decided let's look at happy moments over the past decade.
So wait a minute.
Wait
a minute. It's not Papa Trump. It's Daddy. It's not Papa Hunter, huh? It's Daddy Hunter.
I heard you have a sledgehammer.
Every time he it's a good thing he's not around NXT right now, because here's Daddy's home. He's like, Daddy's home?
I heard
all perked up.
I heard Stephanie likes to castrate people.
Clean or cool at all. But yeah.
But happy moments from the decade, things that I think that we can agree upon.
Yeah, it wasn't clean.
How about this from this past decade?
Well, I have a bunch of things
the
here.
The biggest shocker in the last 10 years.
The biggest shock? We actually have that on here. Where is it?
I got mine. I don't know, mine is the same as yours.
Well, what's your biggest shocker? Because I have this as the biggest shocker.
Lars Sullivan in the booty hole.
Okay.
That right there.
This guy just found out Lars Sullivan in the booty hole.
This guy's more influential to WWE over the past 10 years than Kofi Kingston.
That's the same face Lars Sullivan had in the video when he went in his booty.
Lars did what? No, I'm just kidding. But no, a moment of the decade we can talk about. Taker's loss at Mania.
Nobody.
I call bullshit because I did.
No, the fuck you.
You called that?
No,
you called that.
I will tell you right now.
You called that.
I called that for 2 reasons and one thing.
You're one of those people that calls it every year.
No. Here's the deal. All right.
You're like, finally I'm right.
No.
You're like, you're Sports Center every time they say Tom Brady's dead.
Or should I say a Booger McFarlane? You see, if he throws the pass and catches it, it's called an exception.
Did I just hear Tom Brady?
But no. I will tell you the 2 ways. Wait. I will tell you the 2 ways back
in the
then.
playoffs. We're in the playoffs.
You don't know why, do you?
We're in the playoffs, though, bitch.
You lost to the Dolphins.
And Ozzy Cam is going to be sitting at church next Sunday.
They lose to the Dolphins.
That's right, because you got to be on the field to actually play. All right, so.
And you never to your field.
No.
You lost to the Dolphins again.
I'll say that. No, to get back.
We're in the playoffs. Fuck you.
And where's your team?
What?
Your team's at H&M trying on dresses.
I'm a Ravens fan.
For the year.
So we can't diss me this year. And this year, the Ravens didn't lose to the Dolphins. In fact, Lamar Jackson had a perfect QB rating against the Dolphins. They went in there and had a 2-minute drive. A 2-minute game-winning drive in your house. Mr. Defensive Player of the Year. Nobody catches on Mr. Gilmore. And he was out there letting slot receivers shit on him. He got shitted on by Ryan Fitzpatrick.
This with me.
Yes.
Did he get shit on more than Lars Sullivan?
Nah.
I have to bring it back to that. You know that. Right?
Nah. But the Dolphins went full Lars Sullivan and put y'all in there.
Your boy Cam might want to start wearing those head wraps with Lars Sullivan around.
Speaking of head wrap,
that's how a white man runs the foot.
I can't get my head wrapped around how the fuck y'all lost to the Dolphins.
Okay, first off, we're a wrestling podcast. Can we at least give it here?
The Dolphins. That's like losing to Brandon Cutler. Y'all motherfuckers just lost to Brandon Cutler.
I have no comeback for that. It could have been worse.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. I'm done. You win. You win.
We lost to Bradley Cutler.
hold this L. God damn it. Oh, shit. But to get back to the whole Brock beating Taker, right? The two things that I saw, well, the first thing...
It wasn't Brandon Cutler.
The first thing that I thought of when that match was signed, it's like, okay, if anybody ever was to lose to Taker to, it would be, oh, hello, party foul.
Oh, shit. All over the phone.
That's your phone. But no, Brock to me was legitimately looking at it at that time was like, okay, he's the guy if anybody was to beat him. The other thing that gave it away to me.
Shit, oh shit, knock it over again. Sound like fucking Dominique playing. I'll be right back. Oh shit.
Dominique curses a lot worse, by the way. She does curse a lot worse. But no, the thing that gave it away for me was the intro for The Undertaker. Walking down to the ring. The moment he was coming to the ring, remember he had all those caskets lined up? And he was showing like the graves or whatever. The moment Brock Lesnar's opened up and lit on fire, I said to myself, he's going to lose. I think I was the only person, and mind you, I was in a house full of people that time. I was the only person like, you're fucking nuts. Brock's not beating him. And then Brock wins. I was like, I was right. Holy shit, I was right. I was right. So, hi baby. So, but no, I was shocked.
I legit was like at the point where it was like, okay, there's just absolutely no fucking way Taker ever loses the streak.
Agree. I didn't think he was going to either.
Well, I knew Roman would end it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't have a chance to end it because it was already ended.
Yeah, but he ended the second one.
Yeah, he came in second. No, he came in second.
Because he went against Bray Wyatt the next year, and then
Roman came in second. That's what Roman does best. Come in second.
Well,
You know who comes in first? Lars Sullivan. Woo! I'm sorry, it's always going to come back.
Is it 1 minute, man?
Shut. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. I can't tell you.
If you would have answered that question, I would have called you on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dana! Dominique says hi.
So, what are your thoughts when Taker actually lost to Brock Lesnar?
Okay, I was watching it. First of all, it was my first day having a WWE network. And that was the first thing I watched on it was that WrestleMania. And me and my brother were sitting back and literally projecting it onto my fucking TV because it wasn't Xbox accessible at that time. So I went to Radio Shack, bought a cable to watch it on my fucking TV from my iPhone, and we were sitting back streaming. People,
I remember those days. The little plug to the HDMI. Yeah, I used to have those too. Holy shit.
So we're sitting back watching it. We just go, we're watching the whole thing. Undertaker comes out. We're like, yeah, this match is gonna be shorter than his entrance. So then he comes, Brock Lesnar comes out. And I'm telling you, dead ass. After when that the recount hit, it was like 1, 2, 3. There wasn't a word spoken in that room for about 10 seconds. They were just legitimately like the audience,
like that just happened.
Really, that shit just happened.
Like, huh?
Are you fucking kidding? And the person that in the street, and we were talking about after the match was over. You choose a fucking part timer.
That's what really bothered me was that they really could have gave that rub to somebody who they were building for the future. Not even that.
Even Triple H, Shawn
Michaels.
You know, first of all, both of Shawn Michaels matches with Triple H were fucking phenomenal.
Agree.
I would have took anybody on the rise that's gonna at least have been there full time going afterwards.
I would have been okay with Roman.
Well,
at that time, I would have been okay with Roman.
Well, you see what happened when Roman did beat him. You guys were kind of not okay with it.
Because it's already been
you guys
done.
are what we like to call haters.
Because it was boring and uneventful and already done.
Stop! Here we
There was
go.
no need to give him that
It
victory.
was like Omega versus Pac, but better.
There was no need to tread out another retiree to try to put over the guy who can't get over.
But do you want to know what?
At least Kenny's over with the crowd.
Do you want to know what another moment from the decade that really shocked me was?
Which one?
The Miz beating John Cena at WrestleMania, baby. Woo! Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw The Miz beating John Cena. How do you
Twice! Technically, he won twice.
How do you feel about that match, Eddie?
I mean, you were there. First hand accounts.
That match sucked!
Inquirer Minds wanted.
That match fucking sucked. He's got a concussion. That match sucked. He was out of fucking place. He was he looked fucking horrible in that ring. The king of soft style over there. Fucking. He got less moves than Roman. He got less moves than Cena. Fucking weak ass motherfucking I swear to God. Miz would have been fired
Put it on the screen.
years ago. Had it been for reality TV.
That next.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, you want to know what else this decade brought us?
That's it.
Eddie, you can say it. Go ahead. Come on, Eddie. Come on. Aki!
I mean, that's not really put it on the screen, but it works. But all right, next thing. Over the past decade, The Shield coming to WWE. Kyle, your boys.
All right, that dude in the front can kick rocks.
Wow.
The guys that are behind them, though, however, who carry the team. I'm just bullshitting. But seriously, though, man, when
Yes, Vic. Worst WrestleMania event.
they came in and literally.
I just wrote what Dominique posted. Oh, I'll get that up here.
Lars has more moves than the Miz.
We won't know. We won't find out, unfortunately.
Well, he knows how the deep sea dive better.
But no, The Shield.
But honestly, though, the Shield, when they first came in, everybody who never watched them on NXT was like, "Who in the blue fuck are these three?" And nobody gave them a chance when they first started. I mean, let's just be serious. Nobody took them serious.
I did. I knew what they had.
Nobody, the casuals.
The casuals.
The casuals did not take them seriously.
Yeah.
When they first started out, they started out against legends. They started out against like the Big Show, Randy Orton, and John Cena. They were just throwing three people at them, and the Shield not only looked good, they were beating them.
They destroyed everybody.
They were beating them.
Evolution. The
Right
Rock.
back. Everybody they put up against them, they were beating. Then it came to a weekly event where we're just going to come to the ring and beat the shit out of people. Cut some backstage promo, which was actually pretty cool for a while. Come out through the crowd, which was all aside from Edge and Christian, pretty risky. Because nobody did it.
Yeah.
And then once they made themselves household names by beating Evolution, everybody was like, God, these three guys are fucking top. Then here comes the fucking turn. As soon as they were on top of their fucking game, Seth Rollins went out and made a name for himself, which made Roman Reigns go out and make a name for himself.
Quick question, though.
Which made Dean Ambrose pipe John Moxley's wife.
Quick question. I'll ask this to Eddie. Was the Seth Rollins turn one of the biggest turns of this decade? When he turned on, the day he turned on the Shield, the day after they beat Evolution, the Plan B, could you consider that one of the best turns this decade? If you really think about it in WWE?
It was an alright turn.
I don't know. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming.
Dude, you have got to let the hatred go, man.
We're not going to talk. We're going over the decades. Pre-pissed off WWE Eddie. Pre-pissed off WWE Eddie. Your thoughts on Seth Rollins when he actually turned on the Shield?
I mean, it was shocking at the moment, yeah. You know, they squandered it all afterwards.
I don't think they
That
squandered
is a
it.
safe word, Gavin.
I don't think they squandered it based on the fact that Seth turned heel and blew up. Like the whole J&J security thing, him winning Money in the Bank, him going to WrestleMania,
Out, buying in.
yeah, not selling out, buying in. The first guy ever to cash in during the middle of a match. Not only that, he did it at the fucking main event of WrestleMania. I don't think that was a botch on Seth turning heel. I think the gimmick for a little while was corny, but the payoff in the end was great. When it came to Seth actually turning heel.
It's okay. It was obviously written by Triple H.
Well, yeah, of course.
That wasn't a Vince thing. That was obviously written by somebody else.
And I'll say this to close up on the...
Let's just say for the sake of argument, right? let's just
I'm not giving Vince any fucking credit on that. I'm not.
Maybe this was...
Hell, Batista wrote that.
Let's just...
You remember Blue Tista? That was the thing.
You can't call him Blue Teeth anymore.
That is true. But I'll say this really quick about the Shield.
Drax is piping, dying and broke right now. So.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, he's winning one. Hey, at least somebody's getting piped, right, Lars? But when it comes to when it comes to well, we'll get to. Are you going to that one?
Lars calls his pipe bomb.
Well, we'll get to that one shortly. But no, for me, the Shield I think was probably one of the best inventions Triple H has had.
He's getting it.
It's one of the best inventions.
Look at Gabe.
They took a guy in John Moxley who was really hot at the time. And down in FCW, he had a thing going on with Foley that never accumulated to anything. Yeah. He had a thing with William Regal when him and Regal were going at it, which solidified him down there. When it came to Seth Rollins to me was always some guy that I followed from Ring of Honor and ICW and Wrestling Society X and all this shit. I knew the guy was a star. I've seen him in Ring of Honor a ton of times. I knew the kid was going to be what he is right now as the top guy, one of the top guys in the company. Roman was a relative unknown.
I knew of Roman. I didn't think.
Yeah, I knew of him.
Man, the second I found out who his cousin was, I was like, okay, this guy's getting
He's getting the Rocket put up his ass like Lars is, and
I was like, wait a minute.
He never used that to his advantage, though. He never was like, oh, it's the cousin of the Rock, like Sasha Banks was the cousin of the Super.
Yeah, well, he's never used it on stage, but I'm sure backstage.
Aside from Rumble,
I'm sure backstage, Dwayne, made a phone call.
I think he just has the clout based on the name within itself. But
yeah,
but you know something? I will say this about Roman. He never buckled. Roman never buckled under pressure. His matches weren't great.
Not like Seth.
Fucking weren't great.
No, Roman had some stinkers in there. The first part of his solo run, even including his first title reign. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But the first run that he had, he was gassed a lot of times. There was a lot of times he was in that ring and he was gassed. Come to find out later on, it was probably from the leukemia. But you know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning, it didn't look good for Roman in my eyes. But since then, the guy has improved leaps and bounds. He's gotten a lot better and solidified his spot. And when it comes to the Shield as a team or as a group of 3 guys, name 3 guys in the history of WWE, I'm not talking WCW, anywhere else, WWE, that have achieved more than those 3 guys have done.
I got one.
Evolution?
In a group. Yeah, maybe Evolution, maybe...
But Evolution wasn't 3.
Legacy
wasn't... Fuck no. Teddy DiBiase Jr. didn't do shit.
Man, he was a star.
He didn't do shit.
I don't know why. I saw a star in that boy.
I saw a star in that too. I ain't gonna lie.
He let me the fuck down. I saw a star in him. I was like, okay, he gonna break out of this.
Yeah. Sorry, Christmas tree's going down this week. So.
Okay, well, you got the Puerto Rican Christmas. Christmas isn't over till January.
It ain't over till January. All right. So next topic. You want to get into this?
Put it on the screen.
Okay. The CM Punk pipe bomb. Who would like to go first?
God damn, what a promo.
Yeah, I got nothing negative. I got nothing negative about that. I sat down and watched that. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, I was like, tell me this is a work. Like,
tell me you didn't just say that.
All right, tell me this is a work. I'm like, I watched that. I was like, this got to be a fucker. There's no fucking way how they're gonna let him back into an arena.
This man said New Japan, Ring of Honor, Colt Cabana.
I was sitting there watching. I was like, this man's literally gotta go out the back door. Cause I'm like, if this isn't a work, then Hunter, Stephanie, Shane, Vince, Kevin, all of them went backstage with bats. Motherfucker, we gonna get you. Cause he aired out all the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
He took.
He fucking gave.
Someone say bye. But yeah, I watched that promo and I was just like, is this real? Is this a work? That really blurred the line between a work shoot promo for me. I was like, this has got to be a work. I was like, oh, holy fuck, he's calling out fucking Colt Cabana. He's breaking the fourth wall. He's
talking about taking the belt and go to New Japan.
He wore a Stone Cold shirt out there and everything.
Yeah. So me personally, still to this day, I can watch that promo and enjoy it. Like
I have like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I can sit here and still watch that promo like it's nothing.
Like another one?
Oh yeah, there's
any more? Bring them.
You know what these are? These are quarter waters.
Yes.
We will promote quarter water. Quarter waters held me down for 19 years of my life. However, I will not promote what is behind that lid.
But no, the Punk promo to me changed a lot in pro wrestling. It gave people, oh, careful.
Oh no!
You are spilling everywhere today.
Leaking like Lars Sullivan after the show.
That's right.
I just wouldn't put it down like Lars Sullivan did.
Drink it up, Lars. All right. But no, the promo definitely changed pro wrestling. It definitely, like Eddie said, changed what work shoot promo is.
Big number one, most the only thing in the world.
It definitely changed the way people look at pro wrestling. It definitely put eyes on.
Oh, DX, Triple H, China, and HBK. They did a lot.
Yes, they did do a lot. But no, it definitely, like I said, it put more eyes on Ring of Honor. It put more eyes on New Japan. It really made independent wrestlers cool again. Like it really sparked the the want for people to go see independent pro wrestling. Because everybody, for how long have they been saying CM Punk's an indie darling? He's an indie darling, indie darling. When you start talking about indies and you start throwing names out there like he was doing, it changed the game, and he capitalized on that. The promos between him and Vince and him and Hunter for a while. Hell, even the shit with Kevin Nash where he pulled out his phone and said, "Oh my God, Kevin Nash is alive. I thought he was dead. LOL."
Dude.
Like, that was, he owned him. He owned everybody on the mic after that.
John Laurinaitis.
Yes.
He made that man his bitch on the mic.
Yep.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
That was just ridiculous.
Like, he roasted him so bad that I wouldn't have been mad if John punched him in the face live on TV. Like, I gotta hit you. Cause as a man, I gotta hit you.
Same thing with Hunter. When he said, "This isn't CM Punk talking to Triple H, this is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque," I was like, oh shit. Like, that shit to me was entertaining. I love that. I thought Punk's pipe bomb changed pro wrestling. And it drew viewers. The numbers grew. The YouTube views grew. Everything grew. People were talking about WWE because of that one promo. You know, and it took a guy to shit on the company for people to put their eyes back onto the company. So that was just my thing when it came to CM Punk. So,
Interesting.
Mr. Chapman, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think we should move on.
Okay, well, give me one sec. How about this? Let's.
Going on right now.
You want to hit this one up?
Technical stuff.
I mean, this is your gimmick now. You came up with it. Damn! That's Ron Simmons gimmick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You want me to say put it on the screen because I'm just gonna put up that other picture again.
Put it on the screen.
Okay. The rise of NXT.
Well, quick.
Yes.
Hold me on the bottom left.
Why is he reaching out for us? I don't feel comfortable him reaching his arm out towards me.
I miss you, Derek. You're my boy, Derek.
Who the fuck's that guy next to Montez up there in the back?
Jesus Christ, he's a real person, Eddie.
Oh, that's is that supposed to be Pete Dunne?
No. There's somebody between Pete Dunne and Montez Ford. There is a human being there. It's not a shadow.
John Cena was never in NXT.
That's not John Cena. First off, he's black.
I can't see him, so it's gotta be Cena.
It's not Cena.
Whatever you say.
Oh shit.
That's a photobomb if I've ever seen one in my life. Who is that fan who photobombed that fucking picture? Security! Protect Montez. He's a national treasure.
Eddie, what do you have against Dawkins, bro?
I'm still. The year is over. The year is over, Eddie. It's been how many months? Rinaldi, I need a data account of when this started and how long it's been. It's been almost half a year already. Like, what is the beef with Angelo Dawkins?
He's Montez's backboard. He's literally the Marty Jannetty. Don't say he's not. Let's not pretend like if the Street Profits break up tomorrow that Angelo Dawkins is going to have an amazing stellar run.
I want to say Marty Jannetty.
He is the Marty Jannetty.
He's the king of the Brothers of Destruction.
He's the Kane?
He's the king of Brothers of Destruction. He is
the fake bootleg Diesel and Razor Ramon.
Rest in peace to the fake Razor Ramon, first of all. Second of all, that's just fucked up.
But
he's like every other member of NWO that's not going to the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to touch on that later.
For God.
Oh, we're going to touch on that later. But NXT, we're talking about a company that originally was just a web series. Well, no, originally they were a game show because they replaced ECW. The game show sucked ass. Then
it was terrible.
That fucking shit was a joke.
Yeah, it was a complete and utter joke. Every season was bad. Every season of NXT, comedy-wise, was bad. They had dudes doing barrel races. Then Triple H legitimately took over the company. We're still good here. Legitimately took over the company and turned NXT to what it is. Got to deal with
let's not forget Dusty kind of got the wheels going first.
Yeah. No, Dusty definitely got the wheels going
he laid the foundation for Triple H to build upon.
Yeah.
And everything. But yes, Triple H did build the Mega Mansion on top of the foundation and then skyrocketed into a fucking skyscraper and everything.
Yeah, and I think we can all say for the past decade,
I'm tired of
been the most consistent.
I'm gonna get tired of people overlooking Dusty's contributions to that fucking foundation of NXT.
Oh no, Dusty's contributions to what NXT is and what it has become. It's all over the place. The Dusty Classic, the War Games. The Velveteen Dream. That was Dusty's creation. Half of those guys that came up from NXT are Dusty's kids. You know what I'm saying? So, and to me, NXT symbolizes.
And Vince has shitted on him like he did his real kids.
And to me, NXT symbolizes what WWE should have always been. Good storylines, good wrestling, good product, everything done correctly. Not the bullshit with weddings and all this other crap. It should be what NXT is doing right now. And I have been a fan of NXT all decade, and I'm going to ride with them going further.
Can you name me the 3 major storylines of Raw?
Let's see, Bobby Lashley and Lana getting married.
And Lana's real-life husband is...
Rusev.
NXT. Can you name me another one? Another great
Oh yeah, he's doing. Oh yeah, Vince is
you said great storyline or storyline?
These storylines, 3 major ones.
We have Seth Rollins and AOPP attacking people.
All 3 of the above are from
NXT.
Okay, and
Yeah,
the
they're
next
doing
one?
great things.
I don't even know. I would say Andrade and Humberto.
They're doing
NXT.
They're doing wonderful things.
Current women's tag team champions. I mean, they're not as great as the former.
Oh, Asuka and Kairi Sane.
And where are they both from?
Stardom.
Afterwards.
See, if you want me to get literal about what you're asking me, I could. But no.
And like I said, Vince is shitting on all of them.
Yeah. But no. They've come from NXT.
KO
came from NXT.
Okay. You want to go to SmackDown?
Same thing. You can say it about SmackDown. Daniel Bryan was technically an NXT product. Baron Corbin was an NXT
He was
product.
not.
No. If we're talking in the landscape of WWE,
We're not counting that NXT.
No, we're not counting it. He was there.
NXT.
He was part of the NXT faction.
Shout out to Michael Tarver. I'm just throwing his name out there. Is he going to be like the new Prince Iaukea? Can I make him the new Prince Iaukea? I'm just throwing it out there. Michael Tarver is the new Prince Iaukea.
On any social media platform.
Credit. I want credit. If Michael Tarver makes a comeback in any way, shape, or form, I want credit for that one. All right. But no, NXT, like I said, to me, for the past 10 years has been the standard of pro wrestling.
And what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to do is actually point out to, the AEW puppets, the guys that ride Tony Khan's mustache.
Tarver 2020.
Is that not all NXT talent gets EC3?
Yes, speak for your puppet master. Channel your inner Vince. Not all NXT talent gets EC3'd.
No, they don't.
Not all, but a lot do.
The man?
Yeah, but that's an agenda. That's a whole different thing. That's an agenda.
She was dead. She was damn near getting her seat warm on catering if it wasn't for that.
For the split.
Do I gotta do it?
All right.
Number 1 wrestler in the world.
Do you want to go to this one? Because we can do that one next.
On screen.
Okay. The rise of the Bullet Club.
Overrated.
For over the past 10 years, there hasn't been a faction in pro wrestling that has transcended the way these guys.
You got Legacy, you got Evolution, DX.
The past 10 years. We're talking a decade. We're talking this.
Shield. The Inner Circle.
But no.
That's still too new.
So, but no. And when it comes to pro wrestling, either WWE outside.
I got a good one.
Who?
Billy and Chuck. And Lars.
That was pre.
Lars.
So was Lars part of the tag team?
Pre-cum or pre-season?
Wow!
This man just said
pre-cum. All right. No.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Facebook After Dark, everybody.
As we're drinking beers. But no. To me, the Bullet Club has been probably the hottest faction in pro wrestling for the past 10 years.
Vic, stop. Okay, it's past your bedtime now. You just said the finest is theme of the decade.
It's right there.
Theme of the decade?
It's over.
I mean, quite possibly.
I mean, what's better? Not nothing.
Nothing.
Not
because he's the finest job. Finest! So, but no, to get back to the Bullet Club, when you want to talk about stars in pro wrestling, whether in WWE or internationally, You had AJ Styles. You had Finn Balor. Okay, you had Anderson and Gallows when they were. I'm talking about their Bullet Club.
Are we
days.
naming them?
I'm talking about Bullet Club days. All right.
Are we naming the members?
Yeah, I'm naming the members because these are all people who were huge stars.
Keep going.
All right, we had Kenny Omega. Mm-hmm. You had Matt and Nick.
Kenneth L.
Matt and Nick.
Matt
and Nick.
and
Nick. I'm gonna stop now. All right. You had the
You put that picture back up.
Yeah, I'll put the picture back up because if you notice in the photo, you have all three sections of it. You have the original Bullet Club members up top with Balor and them.
Look at that dumb fuck on the top right, though. I mean, like, dude, get the fuck out of there, man. Like, you're ruining a perfectly good wrestling moment. You know what I mean? You got all those legends in there. You got Tama, you got Kenneth L, you got Hangman, you got fucking Cody, you got Adam Cole. Dude,
you got both Tongas. You got Fale, who's still down there representing. You still got Tama still representing.
And then you got one other guy who just decides to photobomb the picture. You know what I mean?
Who? I don't see Dawkins over there.
Jesus Christ.
I'm talking about photobombing.
Nick Jackson is a real person.
Keep telling yourself that.
Oh, Jesus. I can't wait for the day we get him to send a video in the roast you. But no, Bullet Club to me, think about it. Think about all the shit they did.
I'm still waiting for the bag boy to speak up.
But think about what Bullet Club did. They literally helped bring New Japan over to America. They brought some of the biggest independent stars in America over to Japan, made a huge name for themselves. These motherfuckers got T-shirt deals before anybody outside of WWE.
They pioneered that independent T-shirt
legitimately
deal scene.
These motherfuckers got enough money together, were able to work with Ring of Honor, and put on their own show, leading out of the success from the Bullet Club.
What they did is they proved that outside of America and outside of the major promotions, you can make a hell of a name for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And Vic, yes, I want to see that match because Enzo needs an ass whooping. Hell, put him in there with fucking Haku.
Enzo, please stop.
First of all, Enzo's fucking hilarious. Can we agree?
Hilarious.
No shit.
Yes.
Oh, I'm enjoying watching him dig his own grave.
Talk to your boy for a
I
second.
am enjoying watching a grown man dig his own grave.
Talk to your boy. Enzo's your boy. Talk to him for a second.
That ain't Janela, bro. That's what I keep telling you. Like, that's not Janela. It's funny, but you won't die.
I'm sorry, Zo.
You drop Papa name.
Yo, listen, man.
He gonna fuck. As one culture, they ain't never been the same since.
It's a spot. We're doing a gimmick.
But you might not want to let Lars Sullivan in your video tell him you got consensual penis. That's all I'm like. All right. I'm done. All right.
Lars is like, of course it's consensual. I got paid to do it.
No, I'm done. All right.
Come here,
Eddie. Thoughts?
Come here, little boy.
Thoughts on Bullet Club over the past decade?
No, they've been great. It really has.
Whoop, whoop.
Technically, Bullet Club helped bring Japanese wrestling back into the mainstay, into the fold.
Agreed.
Because, like I stated earlier, Japanese wrestling was dead after, it had a small buzz with WCW and everything when they had little team ups with New Japan and everything. But all in all, it was dead in the water. Nobody here stateside.
I mean, they stole NWO's whole thing, though. Let's just be.
They were blessed by the NWO.
NWO was stolen from New Japan.
No.
How many times do we have to go over this?
But the Clique started the whole Too Sweet thing, and
they did.
Then NWO stole that, and then
because they were part of the Clique.
Then the Safe Zone stole that
because they got a blessing from Scott Hall himself. His son was in the Bullet Club.
Scott Hall was drunk when he gave the blessing.
Probably was, but
I ain't gonna argue with you on that one. So, but no, they got there. But no, for people who do wonder or whatever, Cody Hall was indeed part of the Bullet Club, and with Scott, he got their blessing.
Who is this Chase Owens? I know him.
Okay, well, all right. Not everybody in Bullet Club.
I know this Angelo Dawkins more than this Chase Owens guy.
Okay. There are some hiccups to the Bullet Club, as we talk about the real crown jewel, Chase Owens.
Jay White.
Well, I mean, every faction has a Scott Orton.
Yo, Scott
don't have some respect on him. I'm telling you, the man went over to Japan and formed the NWO Japan over there and everything.
Put some respect. Wait, did you not use that clothesline in WCW versus NWO? That was a knockout shot.
Buff Bagwell?
We're talking about Bullet Club. Okay, Buff Bagwell, I'll give you that one.
You know what?
Hey, he was buff, he was the stuff, and Lars couldn't get enough.
Vincent.
Is it bad because Buff Bagwell's a gigolo at the same time now?
Vincent.
Huh?
Vincent.
Who?
Vincent.
Huh?
Vincent.
What?
The guy that was in that, Chris Jericho promo a couple of weeks
You mean
ago.
Token?
Soul Train Jones.
You mean Token?
Token. Every even the inner circle has a bad apple now. Soul Train Jones, bro.
Well, technically,
He's not really part of the crew.
Technically, he's just there to bring, breadsticks to Le Champion.
Yeah.
Carry the
You gotta get the right olives for him.
Carry the bubbly.
Do you want me to find the week?
He's pretty much Jericho's Angelo Dawkins. He carries the bag and everything. He makes sure he don't lose the belt again. That's why Soul Train Jones is there. He's making sure the belt doesn't get lost again at a Longhorn. Right?
How did the Young Buck get a tag team title shot?
There's two.
Does anybody remember how they got that? Who they beat to get that?
I remember one guy climbing a ladder and becoming a
Carl, that's nasty.
greatest one-man NXT champion.
Carl, that's
tag
nasty.
team champion over there.
I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
Yeah, that's a white claw, all right.
It's probably his new finish. But yeah, I guess we can all.
Listen, Jay White.
My favorite show, please.
I'll give you this much. Jay White at one point was the Baron Corbin of fucking New Japan Wrestling.
Yeah.
I'll give him this much. He is.
Corbin is not a bad wrestler.
Shut your mouth. He has literally stepped over that barrier and become more than Baron Corbin. Okay, but still.
Nick Jackson, bad wrestler.
There's a reason. I see why WWE when they went over to Ring of Honor and picked up Dijakovic. Why did they take Jay White?
Terrible wrestler.
Who? Who's a terrible wrestler? What did he say?
Spanish God. All right. All right, so we talked about the Bullet Club. We talked about most of the guys on the independent scene, but I want to talk about something that I think was, how do I describe it?
Kenneth L., the eater of L's?
No, it's not Kenneth Jerome
The
Omega.
eater of pens?
I will say it once you tell me to put it on the screen, because I will put
But
it on the screen.
this coming from a guy who watches Monday Night Raw and is like, ooh, what's going to go on with Bobby Lashley and Lana?
Yes! I can't even get it out. Hold on, man. Hold on.
But the next topic that
Educate the millennials on their internet service. On-screen.
Okay. Me and Eddie were kind of debating about this before we started about it, right? We were coming up with the topics. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. I love Broken Universe.
Delete.
I love Broken Matt Hardy. Brother Nero. Vanguard 1. Skarsgård the Boat.
Oh, my God.
King Maxwell. Senor Benjamin.
Obsolete.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The chair of wheels.
The chair of wheels. The mower of lawns. This man had the final deletion, the Great War. He had the ultimate deletion. Matt Hardy.
Final deletion. Probably the most copied thing in wrestling.
Seriously, I'm sorry. Matt Hardy reinvented himself this decade and did a phenomenal job with this. I'm sorry, Broken Matt was the shit.
I got you this much. When I first started seeing that, I was like, what in the blue hell is TNA doing? I was like, what in the blue hell? I was like, wow, okay, Impact. We're just okay. We're desperate now. And that literally was something that grew on me. That's literally something that grew on everybody because I'm sure I'm not in the minority that was like, what in the blue hell are we watching on Impact?
Oh, I had to rewatch it 3 times before I finally understood how great it was. Like, that was me. I was like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, I was like...
Woken.
I literally was like, this ain't...
No, we're talking about Broken.
We're talking about broke.
We're not talking about Woken.
Nah, we're not talking about that knockoff shit.
Yeah. We're not talking about Woken. We're talking about Broken.
That knockoff fucking the shit. Fuck. Because Vince didn't want to pay him to use the fucking Broken.
It wasn't Vince. It was TNA not letting him have.
No,
at first it was Anthem. It was Anthem Sports. Yeah.
Matt owns the gimmick, but I'm sure Matt would have wanted a little bit more.
Copyrights. He owns the gimmick. They own the copyrights.
No, Matt
has full control.
He has full control
over it. They wouldn't release the copyrights.
Not at that point, but
at that point. Yeah.
Later on, when they decided to go with the Woken, which is just a dumbed down version of the Broken gimmick, it's because they were still in that battle. But afterwards, Matt won all that stuff. That's why he wanted to kill the Woken Matt Hardy and resurrect himself as Broken. But they didn't want to go that route, and now they're just pretty much letting him sit at home and
And yeah, when it comes to the whole anthem thing, Matt literally, like we said,
Fuck that owl.
Fuck that. Fuck that owl was the shit. Reby Hardy on Twitter is another one that's fucking national treasure. You do not want to fuck with Reby Hardy on Twitter. That is fucking great. Fucking great. But no, Matt Hardy changed the business again. He changed the way we looked at pro wrestling, the way he was able to present these matches, gave us amazing characters. Like everybody was a bit. Who did not love Senor Benjamin? This motherfucker was digging ditches and then was helping him out. Like, here, throw some fire on him. You want more gasoline, sir? Okay, we'll burn him. Like, he was a G. He was ride or die. Vanguard won.
Lars is broken.
Huh?
Lars is broken.
Damn right he got broken.
His asshole is obsolete.
And you know something? He's probably
Delete.
Yeah,
Delete.
I was gonna say he's probably going through his internet browser like delete.
He wishes he did delete. Delete.
A lot of shit he wishes he deleted. But no, Broken Matt Hardy, I think, was something that it put a smile on wrestling fans' faces because it told us all not to take wrestling so seriously at times.
And at that point, Matt was
dead in the water.
Dead in the water.
Simon, that water was the lake of reincarnation.
Can I say this? I love the fact during the Great War he threw Shane Helms into it, and he came back as the fucking Hurricane, and they buried Triple H. Like, that shit was great. That shit was hilarious. And it was funny because everybody in WWE even admitting that they got an advanced copy of it, and they all sat around in the locker room during a show, at a house show, and all watched it, including Vince. And Vince popped on it. Vince popped. Hunter popped. Everybody popped because they thought it was fucking hilarious. It was good. Matt Hardy, props to you.
You know, Vince, how dare you get over somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
You coming home? Oh, yeah. I'm burying you further than Lars Sullivan gets buried in the butthole.
I mean, we don't know how much she can take in the butthole. And the last, but certainly not least, Mr. Chapman.
Put it on the screen.
All right. TNA/Impact Wrestling will not die.
All right.
They literally won't fucking die.
You can try, but they don't die.
They're like cockroaches.
Multiply. Nothing. They went when they first started. Let's just call it the Jeff Jarrett I'm over era.
Okay.
All right. Jeff Jarrett I'm over era came, made a little bit of noise. They were getting carried by the X Division. Beautiful fucking time in wrestling. I don't give a fuck. X Division was the shit. Then they started bringing in better names. They started having better matches. They tested the waters of pay-per-view. They got that network TV deal. Then they brought in.
Then they fucked up. Then they fucked up.
Ethan Zanti.
Then they fell for the fucking Kool-Aid and had fucking yellow and red in it, and they were like, oh yeah, brother, yeah, bring him in too with you. And you know, he brought in that paperweight called Eric Bischoff, and they fucked up, which should have been their death sentence. But they motherfuckers are like cockroaches.
Nope, they went down. After they went down, they had their bad years. They started coming back up.
Yeah, some bad.
They had some bad years. Then
their roster was literally a what?
Fuck that. I want credit for this shit. You need credit for this shit.
We do.
He needs credit for this shit.
I definitely want credit for this
We went through the whole fucking roster and roasted the shit out of this fucking roster.
Who?
And some...
Huh? Who?
Killer who? What?
Follow what?
What? Anyway, and they must have heard that podcast and said, oh, y'all don't know who we are. Let's make some fucking noise. And I'm going to tell you straight up, I was uninterested in watching them. Brian said, you know what, I'm going to sit back. Actually, it was Eddie.
No, I kept fucking up giving him a chance, and they can be like, why the fuck I keep doing this to myself?
Yeah, and then not for nothing, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stop doing that. Brian was like, guys, Impact was kind of good this week. So I watched it the next week. I was like, yeah, actually, it was pretty decent. Then he noticed that Disco Inferno, a.k.a. Scarlett's bitch. I'm going to say Tessa, but it was
Glenn
Scarlett's bitch. Got his ass whooping from there, and I was a fan. I was like, God, they got me again. And not for nothing, they took that fucking ball and just
ran with it.
Hell yeah.
Actually, Brian, I would go with forgotten gimmick of the year because...
Who?
Poor Bugenhagen.
Shout out to Bugenhagen, man. What happened to him? But no, to piggyback off what you're saying about Impact, right? the one thing we can constantly say about
Marshall already had a touchdown. Go ahead.
All right. The one thing we can constantly say about Impact Wrestling is it's never been the guys in the ring, the guys and girls in the ring. It's never been that problem. It was always management.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're on a network where we couldn't find them. You know what I mean? And it was the fact that...
Well, at first you had Jarrett, who was doing an okay job, but when it came time for Jarrett to hand over the top brass and step aside and just be backstage, Jeff Jarrett, not always.
Did you just play Disco Inferno Steve music?
Not always be the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
He couldn't take it, which almost killed him then.
Yes.
Then they resurrected by calling in Dixie. She almost killed it by calling in.
Sorry.
Then she almost kills it by calling in Paperweight and Hulk Hogan. Is that even his theme song anymore? I bet they changed that on him, didn't they?
We gotta give him one.
It's been so long. Oh, you got the tie up. It's been so long. Where the hell is Boogenhagen?
I'm sorry.
Need him back in my life.
I'm sorry. Continue.
But like I said, then Dixie almost killed it by bringing in Paperweight and Hulk Hogan.
And Hogan's fucking crew sucked. Bubba.
He literally made that. He literally brought in. He pulled WCW 2.0 on that one.
Yeah,
he brought in all his friends who were hanging on by a fucking thread, who were literally just getting bookings because of nostalgia. Mm-hmm. And said, I got jobs for you guys. Again.
Ooh, that's right, Mike. Minus 5 stars. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Oh, they kid that. Jeff Hardy, drunk. Remember that? With Sting?
How Sting didn't beat the living shit out of him. Sting is a true professional.
Well, I gotta say, though.
Because anybody else probably whoop that ass in the ring, or at least second they got to Gorilla.
Just let me shoot.
Second they got to Gorilla, they would have beat the shit out of it.
Well, it is 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is Kyle's bedtime. So we got.
Is it bedtime or is it bedtime?
Hey man, listen, I'm not going to bed. Not like Lars Sullivan.
Well, hopefully not with the same people.
Hey, don't you worry about what happens in my room.
Jenna, oh my God, why'd you?
Morosco and Charmel, oh, that was bad.
Oh.
Anything? I'm sorry, Victor. You seem to be a little homer. And
you found something worse than watching an Iconics match.
Yeah, watching the Dolphins.
The greatness.
Beat the Patriots.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Iconics.
Yeah, no, my bad. But the Dolphins beat the Patriots, though. But anyway, final thoughts. You got any final thoughts you want to say? No? Okay, you got any final thoughts you want to say? No?
I do.
Okay, I got a final thought. Cool. All right, you have one?
I do.
All right, all right, the best defense since the 85 Bears. We're unbeatable. Oh, we're shutting out teams. We have the first round by a lot. We got to play the Dolphins week 17 in Gillette. How'd that go for you?
Eddie, did you say that?
How'd that go for you?
I don't recall saying that.
I never said a word like that.
How'd that go for you?
What I recall knowing is that at least I get to watch my team in the playoffs, while yours is at church.
I'm a Ravens fan. We got the first round.
While your boys at church talking about hallelujah.
All right. I do want to say one thing really.
I'm just gonna leave the chair down here.
I do have a final rant. This WWE Hall of Fame is a joke, like complete and utter joke. You're telling me the Bella Twins are first ballot Hall of Famers?
Yep.
You're telling me Batista. I'm okay with Batista going in.
Be right back.
The NWO. Can we have a quick discussion about that?
Bella's first. I'll be right back for the NWO.
All right, we'll talk about the Bellas first. I'm sorry. With all due respect to the Bella Twins, I get it. Nikki held the title and broke the record, but we can all agree, and I think we all who've been watching.
Nikki got that because of who she was banging.
Because of who she was banging, plus the fact that AJ left and they needed a new person to hold a new record because, God forbid, somebody that's no longer with the company holds a record. I'll tell you guys right now, New Day is breaking the Dudley Boys record. Spoiler alert, they're going to be 10-time champs. But no, I'm sorry. With all due respect to the Bella Twins, what did they really contribute to WWE? Like, I get it. They each won titles.
Goddamn thing. They managed to find their mommy a new husband?
Yeah. Your mom found a new guy. You're married. You were banging John Cena. The other one's married to Daniel Bryan.
They managed to find husbands.
I don't get it. I don't get.
Well, two of them did.
Like, this to me has showed me a ton of times that this.
That's why I said when I saw that I was like they added a comedy wing.
That was true.
To the Hall of Fame.
That is true.
But at this point, like I said, look at the name. Donald Trump's in the fucking goddamn WWE Hall of Fame.
Coco.
At least Coco was a fucking wrestler.
Agreed. But I mean, like, if
Okay.
you
At least Coco didn't botch every fucking time he stepped in the ring like the fucking one.
Not every time, but
Botch him out.
It's been so long since I've done that. So, but let's get to the NWO since you're back, right? Now, my question to you is, how many members of the NWO are going to be in the Hall of Fame?
just 3,
No.
4.
There's actually 4.
Yeah.
Now, the fourth person. All right, let's discuss the fourth person for a second. The fourth person going into the NWO is a guy who was formerly known as Six.
Dude,
Who was member of the NWO.
Face it, people. The 1, 2, 3 kid is a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Let that sink in.
Who the fuck watching? I remember seeing the 1, 2, 3 kid, as a child, and saying to myself, this guy's going to be a jobber forever.
Agreed.
And this man is a 2-time Hall of... He is the epitome.
They really just type out the fucking thing.
He is the epitome of being friends with the right people.
I just read that. Oh my god, I just read that. But no, I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. And mind you, this is the guy who was the definition of go away heat. Like, the term X-Pac heat is from this guy. I'm sorry. If you're inducting the NWO into the Hall of Fame, you induct all 275 members of the NWO.
Imagine
That
should be inducted.
Forget about this.
They should be inducted into the fucking.
No.
I don't know. That's all I said.
WWE forgot about that.
They totally forgot about the red and black.
Forgot about the red and black. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I'll say this. WWE.
When the Wolfpack came out, I was Wolfpack all fucking day.
All right, fun fact.
I was like, I can roll with the NWO Wolfpack.
All right, fun fact. Who were the 4 original members of the Wolfpack?
Oh shit!
Here we go.
You got Kevin Nash.
Nash, Sting, Luger.
No, original 4. The original 4.
Was it Conan, Nash? Macho Man, and the 4th.
I'll give you a clue. You guys said all 4 names already.
Luger.
Yeah.
Luger.
Luger was the 4 original members, and then number 5 was Sting. I'm sorry. If you're putting the NWO in, the Giant needs to go in there.
Fucking
Scott Norton needs to be in there.
No.
Vincent needs to be in there.
No.
Yes, he does.
No.
Vincent needs to be. He did more for the NWO than
Rick Rude
did.
Rick Rude needs a
Rick
fucking
Rude.
postmark.
Rick Rude needs to be in that fucking Hall of Fame. Ted DiBiase needs to be part of that group. Conan.
Somebody give Miss Elizabeth a fucking goddamn spot in there too.
I'll say this right now. Conan needs to be part of that group. That's bullshit. Because every week, this motherfucker came out and got the crowd hyped. Orale, arriba la raza. We rowdy and bowdy. No, but he was LWO.
That's LWO.
That's LWO, yeah.
That's LWO theme right there. Like influences.
Yeah, influences. But don't get me wrong. The NWO as a unit needs to go in, but don't just pick your 4 buddies. Pick the entire. Put the whole fucking group. Sky Norton needs to be there.
Pretty much.
Yuji Nagata.
Wow.
Can we put Yuji Nagata in there? Can he be a part of this too? Like, but fucking Bruce Bob BK. Okay, first off, this has 0 to do with what we're talking about. Second of all, I hate you for playing this song. He was, but that was not the song he used. Please, no, I apologize for what you're about to hear.
Come on, man.
Oh, Chono, I'm sorry, it was Chono, not Nagata.
Sing along.
Chono. No.
Sing it.
I sincerely apologize. I don't know what's worse, the fact that we're playing the song or the fact that that song had 2 verses. There was 2 verses to that song.
Oh, the fact that somebody got paid to make that song.
That's even worse.
Somebody cashed a fucking check say, I just wrote some hot garbage.
Actually, you know something?
And this wrestling company just brought it from me and said they're going to use this theme song.
We kind of clickbaited y'all because it is kind of late and Kyle does need to go. Wrestle Kingdom predictions. We all do our predictions and we post them on the UWO page on Facebook.
I got Okada winning this match.
There's 2 nights to the show.
I got Okada winning this match.
Both matches?
I get them both.
Okay.
This dude is not going to lose.
Did you not? I got Ibushi. I actually got.
Honestly,
he cracked him upside the head with the fucking brief.
Night 2.
No,
night 1. Naito versus Jay White for the U.S. For the Intercontinental title.
And the great Jay White's going to win that.
And Okada and Ibushi for the world title. And then
that was it.
And then night 2, the winners from the championship match, from the 2 championship match, fight each other for the titles on the line.
So Jay White's going to walk out of there.
Oh God, no.
So somebody could walk out.
Really lose viewership in America. You already lost access.
Somebody can walk out night 2 double champion, which I'm
going with
Naito doesn't walk
I'm going with Naito.
He's been screaming he's going to be double champion for like 2 years now.
I'm going with Naito to walk out with both belts. But night 1, I'll go with Ibushi. Night 2, I'm going with Naito to take it off.
I think Conan was original member.
Of what? The NWO?
I just remember when he joined Wolfpack.
Yeah, he was original.
I just remember when he joined.
He was the first guy to defect after Nash and Macho Man. Yeah, he was the first one to switch up. Actually, Luger. Correction. Luger wasn't the 4th member. I take that back. There was somebody else before that. Kurt Hennig was actually the 4th member of the Wolfpack.
Oh yeah, he was a Wolf.
I literally just thought of that. Yeah, Kurt Hennig, because I remember what's.
And Mr. Perfect can't get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect can't get in there. He can't be a 2-timer.
The 1, 2, 3 kid. He has to be a 2-timer.
But he's a 2-timer in factions. It's like this. I'd like to break this down to people.
The 1, 2, 3 kid.
The Hall of Fame, the 1, 2, 3 kid is taking this Christian Leitner place. Okay?
Wow.
Christian Leitner is in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
For college.
No, not for college.
Mainly for college.
92 Dream Team.
Yeah, he was part of that.
He was part of the 92 Dream Team.
You ever heard the story about practices?
Yeah.
They're like, you're the rookie?
Take him.
You don't want him. We don't want this man on our team. Whoever was covering him, drop
1, 2, 3 kid just happened to be associated with greatness, like Tom Brady.
Like I said,
he's not great. He just happens to be associated with greatness. You know, like Kenny Omega. He's not great. Nick Jackson, not great. They just happen to be associated with.
Agree, Brian. That is my match of the week, and I cannot wait to see that.
I'm making a point here. Okay. Nick Jackson, if he gets to a Wrestling Hall of Fame, will be braced on his brother's back. He needs to carry him out, a la Jungle Boy style, to the mic and just flip him up like.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that you even acknowledge Nick Jackson was a human being now?
I mean, somebody has to carry the briefs from like show to show.
At least Nick will be getting into a Hall of Fame one day, unlike Andrew
First
Dawkins.
of all, Street Profits, their path to greatness has just.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna love watching Montez Ford accept his Hall of Fame induction, and watching the bag boy carry his bag for him in there.
I just love the fact that I'm going over 2 people who didn't think are real.
Hold this ring for me.
Can you imagine if Nick and Dawkins were on a tag team, right? All right, against Matt and and Montez. Right?
So we got 2 guys fighting nobody.
I mean, Vince McMahon did beat God, so don't forget that.
Kenny didn't fight a blow up though, so we have seen stranger things in the world. So 2 guys wrestling air.
My thing is, who's your money?
I'll take the wild. What's the money line on this one? Because I'll take Dawkins and Nick. I'll take Dawkins because the moment they win, you're gonna be like, "Who the fuck were these 2 guys?" I'm taking.
Talk about giving jobbers a chance.
I'm betting on Dawkins and Nick.
Oh, bro, they'll be paying quicker than a 24/7 title fight, man.
Oh shit!
All right, I'm sorry. All right, before I sign off, I would just like to say I just want to piggyback off of Brian's point. All right, I was well-known story about me. A lot of people who don't know me personally don't know, but I was the biggest WCW fan. Period. When I lived in South Carolina, the biggest one. I tell you countless times, but this time I dial 1-900-909-9900, and I'll never dial that again. That is the WCW hotline, just in case you guys don't know.
You should be happy it's disconnected.
And my mother beat the shit out of us. However, I was sitting there in my living room to tell you that Scott Hall actually made that appearance when he basically started a quote-unquote war. when we looking at him like he was Razor Ramon. He had all the Razor Ramon mannerisms. He came out. He was like, you know where I'm from.
You know who I am.
You know who I am. You know where I'm from. Making it look like it was about to be a WCW versus WWE event. And my brother's just sitting there like, yo, your WCW about to get their ass kicked. WWE is about to. And then I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Then the big surprise, Kevin Nash. I'm like, maybe this really is.
Yeah. Like, hold up, this is actually happening.
Holy shit. So, I mean, and I was also one of the fucking idiots who bought that match at the beach. That Hogan fucking made his return as
the third man. But is he the third man? Thanks, Bobby.
That was a terrible pay-per-view. Until that moment, just for the record. That pay-per-view was so
sad part is, if you go back and watch a lot of older stuff.
Yeah, there's some things with the.
like,
do you ever go back and just watch a random Nitro and be like, damn, y'all really won? Like, I watched it.
30 to 83 weeks, you're like, really?
I actually gave a shit about Colonel Rob Parker.
Oh man, first of all, Colonel Rob Parker is great.
He was good. He was good.
But dude, like, and I said all that to say this. I followed it from day fucking one. When damn near every week, another member would join the fucking roster.
Shit, it was literally the whole fucking roster.
And if WWE has any type of class at all, you will at least acknowledge the fact that that was more than just the fucking Triple H's boys.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Michaels honored China during his Hall of Fame speech when they were doing DX. She wasn't there. Even if it's something like that, just to acknowledge the fact to the WWE loyalists who can't name anybody else from WWE but them guys, that these guys worked their asses off to put them butts in that seat. That shit was fucking greatness, personification of greatness, NWO. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There's two groups in my mind that are great. It's not DX, it's not the Shield, it's Four Horsemen, and it's NWO.
We're literally named after them. Like, we're literally you flip the U upside down, it looks like an N. Copyright reasons, you know what I mean? But like, you literally flip the U, it looks like an N.
But dude, and the fact that you only put an M, the racist and the original two outsiders,
and their friend,
and their pet. From One Night in China.
Their Marco stunt.
From One Night.
Yeah, he was the Marco stunt of the era.
No, he wasn't Marco stunt.
No, he wasn't.
Marco stunt is greatness.
Jericho was shook. Never forget that. Jericho was shook. He got in his face like, "What, son?" But like he didn't. Honestly, zero fucks given.
It's an insult to everybody who was part of that fucking movement in professional wrestling that you're only putting those guys in.
I'm saying that I will stand and die on this sword. Conan should be inducted into that fucking Hall of Fame. If there's any member of that group,
Roddy, and Body.
If there was any other person in that group that deserves to be there, it's fucking Conan.
Dude, at least put in.
At least Conan.
I'm actually quite shocked that they didn't add Shawn Michaels into it.
Yeah.
If they
or Booker T. Big Show.
Whoa.
I'm actually
if they put that
we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
If we put that WWF bullshit NWO into the Hall of Fame, and even mention it, that Hall of Fame's getting buried that next Sunday. Everybody in it.
Yes, thank you, Victor. Give Horace Hogan a ring. The B team of the NWO. Stevie Ray should be a 2-time Hall of Famer. Okay, that guy. Nobody has a slapjack.
Nobody gives the B team any credit.
Did you just bring up Horace fucking Hogan, bro?
He brought up Horace Hogan. Who's Horace?
Nobody gives the B team any credit. They were the guys that had to run out there first and jump the guys.
They were the ones that they took all the ass whoopings. You remember back in the day when Sting used to go in the ring and just chop, and just clear the ring.
That was the B team
with chops. That was the B team. He ate those chops.
You saw
Hogan,
Nash, and
Hall. They were gone.
They were down the entranceway talking about screaming away and shit with Eric.
Why are you beating up our boys? Like, those were the ones eating those 50 chops by Sting to clear the entire NWO.
Should we acknowledge David Flair too?
Was he really in NWO?
No. He was just terrible. I'm sorry, he was just bad.
No, but come on. Like,
the Blue Meanie. Woo!
Seriously, I'm sorry. Those guys.
That's my job squad right there.
Those guys did work. You know what I'm saying? Those guys did all the work. They took every ass whooping. That team.
Horace Hogan ain't gonna do all that.
Horace Hogan deserves a shout out. Hulk, that is your fucking nephew. You racist son bitch. That's your family. You show some respect to your family, and you say his name. Say it. If you do not say his name, Hogan, I swear to God, I have a shirt in there. I will burn it live on the day after the Hall of Fame. We will be live, correct? Yeah. Or are we gonna skip WrestleMania and do a UWO Codex thing?
I don't. To Victor and Paul.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. But here's the deal. I have a Hogan shirt in there. That's the one shirt I will never wear on this podcast. If Horace Hogan's name is not mentioned on that fucking stage when they're or ring, whatever the hell they're doing it, depending on how security is that year, if Horace Hogan is not mentioned, I will burn that shirt live on air. I'll let you pour the gasoline. Right. You bring the lighter fluid. No. You get to pour the gasoline. No. I'll light the shit.
I'm gonna get the metal bucket because they ain't gonna mention Horace.
Horace, put some respect on Horace Hogan's name. I said it.
It ain't gonna happen.
But no, seriously, Conan definitely deserves a fucking shout out. Ain't no member of the NWO that got seen more than fucking Conan.
Big Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump. Why is he not getting any recognition? He became Big Papa Pump in the NWO.
Yes, he was Scott Steiner. Then they did that little ritual where
Randy Savage
went to his and Randy Savage was popping his pipe and Stephanie again at a young age.
Doesn't matter. He's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, but
he's not a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but you can't make him a 2-time Hall of Famer.
You can make the 1, 2, 3 kid a 2-time Hall of Famer, but you can't make Randy Savage a 2-time Hall of Famer.
I'm in complete disagreement. I think that if you induct the NWO, you induct them all, or you induct nobody.
Exactly.
That is my point. I'm just trying to make. Like, you do not need the entire group made it happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The entire group made it happen. It wasn't just them three.
Brian Adams.
Excuse me, Brian Adams. You know what I mean? Fucking Chronic put together shit. Dude, that was a movement in professional wrestling. That wasn't just a group. You know what I'm saying? That was literally like the first time everybody would root for someone to get jumped by bad guys.
Yeah. They made heels cool.
The Ric Flair retirement fund. Am I the only one that remembers that?
I think literally everybody had an NWO clique in school.
Yes.
Oh, we all did. Two Sweets, everything.
I loved it when the Wolfpack formed because everybody was splitting off.
I was red and black. The moment red and black came, I was like...
went down with it. That's when... Straight went down with it.
Red and black, baby. That's what I say. Matter of fact, next week, if we don't get copywritten for it, we're coming into a Wolfpack. We're coming into Wolfpack, as long as we don't get copywritten for it. But, Mr. Chapman, we got here a little bit longer. I guess we will see you guys next week. Is it sad that I actually know this fucking song now?
Hold on. Don't start the second round on it. In critical condition.
I'd rather listen to Enzo rap about consensual penis right now.
Oh my god, I can't go with the fact that they paid for this.
Why are we doing this? I want to hit end.
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Ernest Miller, that's right. I'm the greatest. Okay, first off, you can turn this up, bitch, up. Turn this up. No, we sat here through a verse of American Males. You play that song.
Oh, I already hit him with the pick.
Fuck you, Tank Abbott can dance to this, I can dance to this.
You late, Carl. Matter of fact, for Carl. Right, for Carl.
Hold on, wait. Do I still have it? Yes, I do.
Put it on the screen.
Okay. Britney Spears is kinda cute. We watch TRL on MTV.
Hey, Carl.
You remember when TRL was the thing?
Carl, just so you know, shout out to Carl. I was expecting this day to happen. Carl, I thank you for keeping a secret. Next week, they will be on screen. You're welcome.
What did I do? Why am I going to be on screen? I didn't do anything.
You put it on screen.
I handled the stuff.
You put it on screen.
Carl, I need one. You know my creativity. You know how deep I will cut. I need a meme. If he's getting one, I want one too. And I will send you the photo of what I want. So, but I get 10-second runoff?
Hang on.
Oh boy, he's got one more. Were you really on TRL for one show, Brian? Holy shit.
What?
Brian said he was on TRL for one show. You were there? Like, actually there? Vic just told Carl to make a remix of American Males. Why is this become... Why? I swear to God, if American Males makes a jump in any way, shape, or form, he gets the credit. All right?
Oh, so it's on the Billboard charts.
You didn't watch WCW like that.
Oh my God, that's old.
I'm saying, like, what the fuck?
That's old school. But then again, WCW had generic ass music too.
Here's one that you can guess. Keep really nice and guess this.
Filthy Animals.
It's Conan.
Obviously, it's Conan, but
It's just Kato.
obviously we heard it, but
That's just bars.
it's better than Mass
That's just
Move.
bars.
All right, we got it. You were in the stands. Holy shit, that's actually pretty cool. But all right, I guess we're wrapping up the show tonight, Mr. Chapman.
10-second runoff.
10-second runoff. All right. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to all you motherfuckers who celebrated Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. I don't know. What other celebrations do they do?
Merry Hanukkah Kwanzaa.
Merry Hanukkah Kwanzaa. And it's going to be 20...
Damn.
All right.
Damn, those theme songs were so 90s.
So 90s. Generic.
I just want to grow a mullet. I just want to grow a mullet and throw on a wife beater.
Why we're supposed to pretend like that never existed, okay?
Oh, my bad.
That's one gimmick he's not going to remember.
That motherfucker's a comic book.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, is this what I think it is?
It is, bro.
Turn it up. All right. We're ending the show on this, guys. We love y'all. Let it play.
Come on, you know the words.
Woohoo!
I like country girls.
Yeah! Lars Sullivan loves country boys.
Oh, forget about Pearl. There's only one thing that I hate.
And it's a bunch of crap. Say it, everybody. I hate rap. And what else? Rap is crap.
Second verse, man.
Oh, okay.
Me a redneck.
If you're with
but
us
you
this
know
long,
that's
we
a
love you.
beautiful thing. There's only one thing that I hate, and it's a bunch of crap.
Let's sing it. I hate rap.
Come on, Eddie.
One more time. Rap is crap.
Come on, Eddie. Sing it loud. Sing it with the plums.
We'll see y'all in 2020.